do an open discussion on the Hunger Games, open discussion on starvation. Try to get a feel of my friends on social media, what's plaguing them in the conversations. And start talking about Monopoly this morning. I was up early. Monopoly Earth. And we play out this Hunger Games fantasy billionaires have that are overpopulated, and we're gonna fight each other and steal from each other. It's crazy. How's everybody doing this morning? Like the update software. I don't believe in the Hunger Games. I don't believe in starving other people. Like I was on a plantation rant this morning. I don't believe in getting higher on the plantation. I don't believe in it. Good morning, everybody. It's gonna be an open discussion. Whatever y'all want to talk about. I started to look at the news. It's so hard. It's just I don't know. Well, I started laughing at a few things. They're trying to grow plants in space, okay. And what was they had a program called Veggie in Space. And then Trump tweeted something about Creepy Joe Biden. Creepy Joe. Trump tweeted some video or something. I guess everybody's excited about that. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. All right, let me share this out to a couple pages. Thank you for sharing, people. Sharing is caring. We want as many people in the house as we can. I was never really a proponent of that. But the more people we have, the more diverse the views, the better of a discussion we can have on a regular basis. So that's a great thing. My name is Gerard. It's Friday on Starvation Earth. The planet where we starve people and we're okay with it. We live on a plantation planet. Everybody wants to keep the plantation going because nobody wants to undo the model. They just want to be higher on the hog. They don't hate supremacy at all. They don't hate privilege. They just want to be the privileged. A model that has to change. I'm telling you, it has to change. Like I think I posted this morning. Personally, I don't want to be higher on the plantation. I don't want any of their privilege. I don't want any of their crap. I unfortunately am this thing I sometimes call a Christ follower. I don't want to use the word Christian. That's just so dangerous. There's so many killers that are Christian. So many murderers and looters and colonizers call themselves Christian. I'm a guy who follows the things that Christ taught, but I follow things other people taught too. So I'm not allowed to starve people. I'm not allowed to kill people. I'm not allowed to keep your models and support models that do that. And we have enough food to feed everybody. We just choose not to feed people because we have economic systems, and our economic systems is literally a monopoly game. It's literally a monopoly game. It's a deadly monopoly game of privilege where we let the poorest starve, and the people fighting it all have their thimbles. They're all thimbles. They're rooks. No, it's not a rook. Thimbles and horses and what the other monopoly, they all pick their little races and creeds and stuff and groups, and they proceed to fight, steal what each other has, and they try to convince me that privilege is bad, supremacy is bad, and meanwhile they just want to be higher on the plantation. They want to be able to pour the lemonade and make the iced tea. They want a better seat on plantation Earth, and I just don't want to have anything to do with that. I am a plantation burn downer. I am one of those captive slaves that runs around lighting torches like, no, this plantation shouldn't exist. You don't need a better position. You don't need to help a group exceed more. You don't need upward mobility on a murderous plantation that kills people and starves them. I was watching Peter Joseph this morning. I posted a good link by him. We can talk about whatever I want to talk about today. And he was talking about vertical farming, studies at Columbia University, doing the numbers. If we turned all farmlands into vertical farming, we could grow food for 34 trillion people. 34 trillion, not billion, not billion, 34 trillion. Meaning, just on the farms on Earth alone, we could feed the whole galaxy, everybody. The Melmacs, what are they called? The Arturians, what are they called? The rest of them, the Martians, and the Europans, and we can feed everybody, the Saturns, and there's tons and tons of food for everybody. But we like to pretend we're overpopulated. People are still crying about that. We just have a resource allocation problem. All right, I don't see YouTube. What's going on with YouTube? This thing just acting. Oh, you know what? I think I gotta press buttons, type this in. All right, we can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. It's been a good week. It's been a good week for me. Hope it was for you. It's always a good week for me. I live in America. I have American privilege. I live in the West. I've got Western privilege. Nothing can happen to me that's any worse than happening to most people all around this planet. In the places we've destroyed and colonized, blown apart. How's everybody doing this morning? Yeah, Meg's organic too. Yep, you can grow organically. You can grow indoors, outdoors. We know enough about organic growth systems now and the diverse colonies of microbiology and entomology bugs and how they work. And you can grow it all organic. All organic, it grow itself. And Meg's, it can be automated too, where we actually don't grow it. The learning software grows it, waters it, picks it, and feeds the silly dumb humans going out getting jobs to work to try to buy it. That game of Monopoly, where you go get a job and you try to get more than everybody else, but then you complain about privilege and supremacy. It's crazy to me. Good morning, everybody. What's everybody? I'd rather not go into the news if we don't have to. I hope y'all got something important to talk about. Otherwise, we can go take a peek around the world, see what's happening in the Hunger Games, Monopoly. And they just keep rolling the dice. They just want to keep rolling that dice. Just keep rolling that dice. I'm like, no, just when your turn comes to roll the dice, just don't roll. Monopoly needs you to roll the dice. That's how they sustain and they perpetuate a police state and a war state, is you keep rolling the dice. You believe in their system. So the bankers that literally print the money just keep printing the money out of thin air. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Lori. Actually Friday. Yeah, it's actual Friday. And we shouldn't be any happier Friday than Monday. The fact that anybody's happier that it's Friday means you're a slave. You live on forced labor monopoly board, and you shouldn't. We need to change the model. Good morning, Ivana. Good morning, Sharon. Freedom Friday. Greetings, humans and non-human friends. Good morning, Deborah. Rebecca's in the house, and Mary. Good morning, good morning. Y'all always so nice to each other. I love how y'all love each other. Good morning, Heaven. And good morning, a different Sharon. We got Sharon 2, the sequel. Probably, yeah, okay, I got the organic. Let me see. Good morning on the road today. Share, will watch later. Thank you, Heaven. Thank you. I have to, I'm going to go through comments today. That's all. I'm going to go through comments. I'm going to try to see if y'all can drive, because every time I wait to the end to do comments, then I got to use the bathroom. And then now y'all got jokes, and y'all like to make jokes about people. And that's okay. I love it. I love it. I love jokes. I don't take myself seriously at all. You got something funny to say, go ahead and say it. I grew up at a time where we had thick skin. There was no hate speech. Hate speech was how your friends greeted you in the morning getting on the elementary school bus. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Courtney, Nancy, Jasmine. Brother Jack is in the house. Lynn, Michael, Estella, Nikki, Brian. Let me see. Happy day, everybody. Yes, indeed. I haven't had weekends off at my job for 15 years. This new job I finally do. I'm happy about that. Lots of laughter. Used to work 7 days a week. Go on, Nikki. Go on, girl. Ooh, you slaving. You must have a strong back. I'm with you, though. I work 7 days a week. And I've always worked 7 days a week. Nikki, when I was in college, like people have these fantasy ideas about what college is. Like, oh, you go to college, you didn't do anything. You're just privileged. It's like, no, there are different levels of privilege. And onions, like ogres have layers, onions have layers, privilege has layers. Shoot, I worked 3 jobs while I was in college. And then, and then when them kids had a nerve to pop out And so I was no longer in college anymore. I still worked 3 jobs. I kind of had a 4th job for a little while. I was Jamaican, girl. I worked 7 days a week. I used to go to my night job, wake up in the morning, sleep for like 30 minutes, an hour if I can get it, go to my next job, wake up, come back, get my kid from daycare. What happened after that? Now I'm trying to get, like, if I got him at the right time, we could have a nap together, get my little nap together. And then I had a sales job. I had to go out and sell, shoot aerial photos and sell meat. I was a slave. I was slaving. Hunger Games ain't no joke, girl. The struggle is real. But it feels good, doesn't it? It's crazy. You get a job where you work 5 days a week and you feel like you're free. You're like, yes. It's like, no. You're supposed to get that yes feeling every day. Every day you're supposed to have that yes. If you don't have that yes feeling every day, we need to change the model. We got to get rid of the labor earth, y'all. Get rid of it. We need to throw this mess out. So I feel you. I'm happy for you, Nikki. Absolutely happy for you. Keep going that direction, girl. Get it down to 4 days a week. So you can get down to 3 days a week. See, down, get down to 0. Get it down to the bankers' days of the week. Get it down to our elites' days of the week, the days of the week they actually work. Get it down to the people who actually produce nothing. So I went to business school for a little while. I had to drop out. I left that mess. I went to computer science school, but then I went to business school because I want to take some business classes. I had to leave. They started talking about dumb stuff about the invisible hand drives the economy. Ain't no invisible hand. See his hand. Named John D. Rockefeller. Crazy bastard. And 12 other families. Some bankers, central bankers that own all the politics. Ain't no invisible hand. And they start saying, well, business owners create jobs. No, they don't. They give them away to automation. Stop lying. Y'all just lying. Poor business owners create jobs. Yeah, small business and medium business, the businesses that y'all basically regulate out of competition with any damn thing because all the politicians writing the law take big money from big business. But small business and medium business, they're going extinct. Big business doesn't create no jobs. These guys are innovators. No, they're not. They're lucky. They're lucky, damn it. They were born on Hunger Games Earth with more than you. And they had more to invest than you. And they tell you these things, oh, well, just keep working harder. Don't keep working harder, Nikki will tell you. I tell you too. You can work hard all you want. You're going to die working. It's a damn shame. I live in a country, Nikki, I know you've seen this. You go to Walmart or Target, and don't ever go to Walmart or Target, but on a rare occasion I have to go there because all the mom and pop businesses were destroyed by these big corporations. And you see somebody 82 opening the damn door. Opening the damn door. Nikki, that pisses me off. That's why I hate going to, that pisses me off. Welcome to Walmart. How can I help you? And I get pissed off. You know why I get pissed off? Because at 82, you know what you're supposed to be doing? You're supposed to be sitting in a rocking chair. Shooting your shotgun at kids running in your rose bushes. You're supposed to be 82. You're supposed to be like smacking kids in the head and teaching them. You're supposed to be teaching these kid adults at the age of 50 to not trust their government, not have leaders. I mean, open no damn door at Walmart serving children walking in looking to buy some pop rocks. It's a damn shame. It's just evil. It's evil. I tell you, it's evil. Anyway. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Open discussion. I have nothing that I want to talk about. I'm tired of talking, actually. I'm going to see what y'all talking about. Tomorrow's Brother Gown celebration of life. That's the page. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Sister Deborah. Miss Brother Gown. But you know, Brother Gown is still here. He done gave us his wisdom. He done dropped it like it's hot many times. And I think that's our only purpose. We're here. We come here and you drop your wisdom. You're supposed to apply your life to try to help the people around you. Be your authentic self. And then you move on to the next thing, whatever the next thing is. Some people believe in reincarnation, but energy never goes anywhere. It just transfers. Brother Gown doesn't feel no more pain. He ain't down here struggling with us no more. He's probably laughing at us. He's probably laughing at us. He's in peace. He is in all love. We're the ones who are still struggling. So I appreciate the brother while he was here and what he added to our conversation and our lives. Absolutely. Let's see. Good morning, General Gerard, a leader in this war. No, Brother Michael. No generals in this war. I'm out, brother. I'm out. I'm not leading nobody. I don't lead nobody. I don't even want to lead myself. All I want is us to respect each other's sovereignty and freedoms. Respect each other's ability to live their own lives and have their own liberty. I don't lead nobody. You know what I want, Brother Michael? I want everybody to lead themselves. Everybody lead themselves. Brother Michael, I grew up with me. I can tell you, I'm not qualified to lead anybody. I'm not qualified to lead anybody. I want people to have their own critical thought, to think for themselves, to be okay with other people's critical thought, and let them think for themselves. And then this planet goes the way it's supposed to. But when we get in line, we start following, all we can do is break the planet. Break the planet. Oh, on that, I'm going to show you. Man, I'm going to show you something, Michael. Let me show you something. Who posted this the other day? Somebody posted this. Who is this? Some sister posted this because I made a post about leaders. I was trying to tell people that, you know, follow the leader. That was a game we should have stopped, like in childhood. Ever. You know, follow the leader is something that we should not be doing. We should not be playing follow the leader as adults. We shouldn't have leaders. Here you go, right here. Here you go. I don't know who the brother is. I think some sister tagged me in this. I don't know who the brother was posted it. Let me see if I can show this to you. This is kind of weird when I want to be able to show a screen. Where was mine? Try it. Well, we'll try it. Let me see. We'll try this one. I have a bunch of different screens. Likes to act up. I think this will do it right here. Let's try that. Boom. Close. No cigar. Close, but no cigar. So if I move it up like that, y'all see this? This is what this is interesting about leadership. It's a pack of wolves. And so you got a group of wolves in the front, those three, then you got the yellow ones, you got all the ones in the middle, you got the green ones in the back. Can y'all fully see it? I'm not even sure if y'all can fully see it. Make it a little bigger. I don't believe in leadership. I don't think people should be led. Where's YouTube at? Hang on. What's the hell wrong with YouTube? Oh no, okay, YouTube. Oh bro, Augustine's over there. Somebody else is above him. I can't see my eyes. All right, so look, let me read this to you. This is deep. This is deep. Because nature figured this out. Like we evolved, and nature evolved these concepts that were sustainable and how groups can survive best on a planet where all the other groups are trying to murder it. Nature, it'll teach you. So anyway, this is how the wolves walk. The three in the front are the old and the sick. They walk in front to set the pace, right? Because you don't want them to get left behind. How deep is that? Oh, you know, if I move it down, you won't be able to see it. So I'll just read it. The next five are the strongest. They protect the front side from attack. That's where your warriors are. The middle group is fully protected, right? That's just the middle. So everybody else in the middle. The five behind them are among the strongest. They protect the backside. Always protect your backside. On Hunger Earth, people are trying to screw you. Protect your backside. And then you got the what? Did we do the green? Okay, we did the five behind them are among the strongest in the pack. They protect the back. That's the green. And you can't see them. Let me move them up a little bit. And then you got one in the back. Who is that? Who's that? All the way in the back. Anybody know who that is in the back? If this was human world, they'd be in the front. They'd be in the front. You know who that is in the back? Just all by themselves to get eaten up. See, that's the actual strong. I'm gonna put my spin on it. I post this guy, they got their spin, but I'm gonna put my spin on it. The one in the back is the strongest, Brother Michael. The one in the back is the one that you ain't messing with the pack. I give up my life for everybody in that pack. I'm not protecting the weak. I'm not protecting the old. I'm not just protecting the cubs. I'm protecting all of them. In fact, I'm in the back, but I'm gonna do some scouting. Just scout. Go over to the left. Go over to the right. Look around. See if any grizzly bears out there he need to take care of. And if he gets in trouble, what does he do? Drop off a little howl, and the rest of them come on and get his back. Why? Because they're a family. They're a pack of wolves. They know they work together. Yes, it's the alpha. Whoever just wrote that. It's the alpha. Wolves know better. The wolves don't follow an alpha that's scared to go fight in a war they'll start. The wolves know better to get behind a weak and cowardly leader that's old and elderly and can't actually do it. They'll send young people to go do it instead. The pack doesn't get behind cowards. In fact, when that leader becomes a coward and wants to hide and cower behind the Democrats and the Republicans, and he wants to cower, you know what the pack will do? The pack will eat him because he no longer has a purpose. The pack will kill him and eat him. The alpha. That's how leadership is done. But anyway, I think that's how leadership's done in a sustainable, evolving community of wolves. We should know better than that. We should take it to the next level. Leaders follow. That's how leaders learn. That's how they lead well. They follow and they listen. That's why I don't get in bed with any of their leaders, Brother Michael. Because none of their leaders are ever wrong. None of their leaders ever follow. None of their leaders ever grab a gun and go fight in the wars they want to do. None of their leaders ever go to Yemen and do the genocide themselves. When's the last time you seen a Democrat, Republican, or British, Canada, German, or any of the bastards supporting the genocide of 85,000 children? When's the last time you seen them genocide with their own hands? They ain't never done it because they're cowards. You want to kill a child? You go do it. You go do it in Yemen. You show me you got the heart to look at these little babies' bodies bubbling up from no food. That's why they do it, because they're cowards. They're not alphas, they're zetas. And why people support them, Brother Michael, I just don't. So no, I'm not a leader. I am not a leader. I don't want to lead nobody, because I'm not qualified to lead nil one of you. All of y'all are greater than me. I ain't qualified to lead none of y'all. But this was a great post. I love that. I'm not qualified because I don't know you. I wasn't raised as you. I don't know your problems. I don't know who done you wrong. I don't know what you need. I don't know what makes you happy. And I honestly don't care. There's probably 7 billion different categories of that. I just want you to have it. That's all. I want you to be happy, because when you're happy, I'm happy. And when you're happy, you raise happy kids. And when your kids are happy, then those happy kids grow up with my happy kids. And everybody happy. What's wrong? Happy. Isn't that a song? Let's be happy. But we live in this very cruel world, Michael, and I think it's only cruel because we still worship leaders. We're still carving these golden calves around leaders, and I think it's nonsense. It's just crazy. We are so de-evolved. We're not even smart as the wolf, but we got brains that we can be if we want to be. So no, I'm not a leader. I'm not. I just want to, and welcome to the conversation, Brother Michael. I'm not picking on you, not pointing you out. You just made a good comment. I just want to make sure everybody knows I do not want you voting for me. You vote for me, I'm gonna kill all y'all. Don't vote for me. I don't think voting should exist. I don't think leaders should exist. I don't think government should exist. I think we should be evolved beyond playing follow the leader games. I think we done grow up. We don't need anyone to walk us to recess. We don't need anyone to remind us to get our book bags. We don't need anybody to remind us to get our lunch to go to lunch. I don't think we need leaders. So I won't lead nobody. Brother Michael, I want you to lead me. I want you to tell me what you need in your life. I want you to tell me where your lack is, where your artificial scarcity is, where there's a bank starving you. That's what I want to know. So I can do everything I can to make sure the structure of the world we live in, make sure it's ready, available to you and your children. That's who I think we need to be. That we need to be those people. Good morning, Verna. How you doing, girl? Doctors lie. Oh my goodness, do they lie? Doctors lie all day. Yes, doctors lie. They lie. Doctors are some lying bastards. But you know, Verna, everybody does. Teachers lie too. Teachers lie. Politicians lie. Lawyers lie. They all lie. Everybody, because everybody lies. That's just how it works. Everybody lies. But I'm not gonna let a doctor lie to me about what I'm supposed to do with my body. Everything doctor tells me, I'm gonna question it. And when I started doing that, guess what, Vern? I ain't need a doctor no more. They don't lie to me because I don't talk to them. Say, ask your doctor. I don't ask my doctor because I don't have one. I'm healthier at 44 than I was when I was 4. I'm healthier at 44 than I was when I was 14. Why? Because I stopped listening to leaders. And I started critically thinking and doing my own thing. And guess what? Come to find out, they're all lying. All lying. Every last one of them. Good morning, Vern. I'm happy to get to see a big local quilt show this weekend. Go on, Deborah. You should be able to go see a quilt show every day. Every day. Good morning, Brother Robert. Good morning, Terry. Good morning, May. Cindy, we're just talking today, y'all. We just open discussion. I'm just going through comments. I feel bad that I can't hardly keep up with the comments anymore. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. I'm gonna try to do my best to get down in the comments and like literally have a discussion at the same time with y'all. Instead, I'm like 2 minutes behind. I hate being behind. And watch your behind. Get some wolves to get you back. Nikki feels me. That's my life too. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, you know what, Nikki, and it's a good life too. It's a good life. I didn't have to have this life, to be honest with you. I was doing quite well in corporate America. I was climbing that ladder. Girl, I could have all kind of cars right now in a house if I kept going the way I was as an international business consultant and operations development. No, I stopped doing that. Once I started looking at my boss and my boss's boss and my boss's boss, and I looked at how jacked up their kids were and how jacked up they were, I didn't want their problems. I realized that they're not my solution. Becoming them is not my solution at all. And I didn't want to do it. So I walked away. It's like people talk about poverty. How bad poverty is. Poverty ain't bad. Poverty ain't bad at all. What's bad is to be upwardly mobile and to get out of what you call poverty. You got to have moral depravity. You got to have no ethics. You have to be able to take from other people and exercise privilege to have more than what they do. It's called going to college. It's called getting a corporate job. It's exactly what I did. So poverty ain't bad because to get out of it is evil. So poverty can't be bad. Every time I've traveled around this world and I've seen people who are poor, impoverished, they weren't that way 500 years ago. Like the people in the South, with Latin America or Africa, the southern continent. Well, they're poor because we left them behind. No, they're not poor because we left them behind. We're poor because we bombed their behinds. That's why they're poor because of war. They're poor because we destroyed their tribes, destroyed their food, and gave them capitalism. But capitalism brings about upward mobility. No, it doesn't. Capitalism, dumb as socialism. Capitalism, all that does is it creates artificial scarce conditions and a false value in things and keep it from people. It literally created poverty. So don't tell me capitalism is a solution for poverty. Capitalism does great things. Like I said, like non-crony capitalism. That's the only capitalism you ever get is crony capitalism. Free market capitalism can do some great things. It can. You can leverage it, but we never put it in the right place to do that. It's like socialism. Socialism has great concepts. In the right places, it can do some right things at taking care of each other in a non-leader, forced laborer model. So yeah, no, poor poverty, ain't nothing wrong with poverty. The less money you have, the less blood is on your hands. That's just the reality. The less money you make, the less blood you're taking. All right, let me see. But you got to make money to survive because they stole the land, right? That's what I'm saying. Nobody in America is a landowner. It's funny. In this country, we left Britain and everywhere else. Everybody left to come here, Ireland, whatever, the new land, free land. Everybody can get land. Here we are, 200, and they had to kill everybody and steal the Native Americans' land. And after that, 300 years later, nobody owns any land in America. Why? Why? Because the game is monopoly and you're always being played. You'll never get what you want for the long run until you back away and embrace sovereignty and let other people be them and you be you. All right. That's the plan. All right, Nikki, I hope you reach that. We got to get you to that spot where you're working none of the days of the week. You need freedom. That's what you need. Freedom to live your life, explore who you are, chase your passions, and add to the global collective. Something beautiful. I don't want you adding French fries. Damn it, I don't want you adding Coke, Diet Coke in a burger. I don't want you in them jobs. Damn sure don't want you greeting me at Walmart. I need you to add to the collective of the human race. And the only way you're going to do that is if you're free to follow your passions and show us your beauty. And you will never do that working for corporations based in greed. Never. Never. That's the sick system we live in and people still believe in it. No jobs ever made me feel free, and they shouldn't. Sharing jobs is slavery. It's just a nicer slavery. It's just a nicer slavery. Still slavery. Still forced labor. And that's if people say, why you compare jobs to slavery? You're not supposed to do that. Don't. For number one, you don't tell me what to do. Because I don't tell you what to do. That's what sovereignty is about. Nobody tell nobody what to do. You ain't no boss of me. Not the boss of me, number one. And number two, everyone has the slavery of their day. Everybody has the slavery of their era. This is our slavery of today. I'm not interested in going back 300 years ago and crying about the struggle they had. All those people are dead. I want to learn from their lessons and apply it to the modern world today and fix it today. If people have to wake up in the morning and drink their coffee and go to work and they don't want to, that's called force. And when you're forcing labor, it's called slavery. And when they don't do that, and they don't have the money, and they go to prison because they can't pay the taxes, the regulations that are in place, that's called chattel slavery. No, that's not chattel slavery, but that's a violent slavery. That's what it is. It's a violent, cruel slavery. And then they pass it on to their kids. So it's a chattel slavery. So the model of slavery back then never changed. It's still the same. The only difference is everybody's a slave now. That's the only difference. Back then, some people were privileged enough to not be a slave. That's the great thing about money and economic systems is you can make everybody a slave. And now they love it. They love it. You can't pry from them. Good morning, Echo. Let me see, I'm going to read comments a little fast to get to everybody. Or try to get there. I can't get to everybody. I'm trying to keep the comments a little short. A little short if you can. I work 7 days a week. I'm my own boss. I don't mind at all. That's right, Ivana. Because you are your own boss. And when you make your own decisions, you're your own boss, it's not really work. You're living your life, especially if you're your own boss and your own passion. And that's what everybody should be doing. Everybody should be doing. Wherever you are, you should be plotting and planning what your business is going to be. How to take your passion and make money with it. Or no. How to take your passion and feed your family with it. Right now, that is making money. Hopefully in the near future, it won't be. Hopefully in the near future, it'll be barter or trade or whatever. Now we run our own business. I would have a really hard time going back to working for somebody else. I know, Megs, once you get out of slavery, when you break them chains, you know how that feels on your ankles, right? When you got them latches on, you don't know how it feels. Pigs don't know pig stink, as they put it. But damn it, you get that pig out that sty, you get them out of that defecation and old corn and garbage and refuse, like, ooh, I smell okay, and y'all stink. Y'all stink. I can't go back neither. I'm sorry, I can't go back. I am not going back to corporate America. I love y'all to death, but y'all stink. I don't know. Them chains hurt my feet now. Them chains hurt my ankles. I don't want bunions on my ankles. I don't want to put them chains back on. Gerard hates being called leader. I do, Lori. Well, I don't hate it. I want people to be clear that I'm not telling them what to do. That's all. I want people to be clear that I'm not trying to be their leader. I think anybody who wants to be your leader, there's something wrong with them. Something wrong with them. Where my mind is in its state of evolution, Lori, if somebody comes to you and they want to control you, that's a step above rape. That's how I put it. Same mindset. That they have the right to tell you what to do. That's the same philosophical concept behind somebody who can abuse you. Hell no, I'm not that person. I am not that person. I love this. I shared this morning. Thank you for sharing, Megs. Brother Alec is in the house. Hey, you supposed to be at work, brother. What you doing, man? You driving? Pay attention. Look at the road. Look at the road. You're supposed to be going to your plantation, man. Pay attention to the road. Yes, that's amazing how nature, that's amazing how nature knows how to be collective. Well, right, Christine, that's why I love the wolf example, because the wolf example, it shows like everything is in balance. Everything is in balance. And when you're evolving in a balance, everything goes how it should. And the smartest systems, the smartest processes, the ones that actually work, evolve over 100 million years, and the wolves did that. And that shows you that the only way a system works where everybody is okay in the wolf world is if the leaders follow behind. The leaders actually follow the wolves. The leaders are the slaves of the wolves. The alphas give their life for the pack. The alpha is the one that takes on the grizzly bear first. It's not it's like, an example of that. It's like the American, like I don't say American, I say human. In the human wolf pack, what happens? We see a grizzly bear, we all get together. Oh, damn it, I think that's a grizzly. Yep. Oh, goodness gracious, look at the muscles, the teeth. Oh, damn, he's hungry too. It looks like he wants to eat one of us. And the leader look at the alpha. Hey, alpha, hey, brother, that's a grizzly bear down there. What we gonna do? We're gonna do. What's your plan? I got a plan. I got a plan. Where them cubs at? Y'all had some cubs around here? And in this example, the grizzly bear is like Yemen, the grizzly bear is Venezuela, the grizzly bear is Iraq, the grizzly bear is Afghanistan, and the alpha, the coward, look, where them cubs at? I got an idea. We should send them cubs down there to take on that grizzly. I think them cubs could take them, because I ain't going down there. You got your Bernie and your Obama and your Trump and all of them standing back. I ain't going down there. Your McCain and all that. You think I'm gonna go fight that guy? That's a grizzly bear. Hell no. Let's get the young people to go do that. Let's get the young people at ages 18 to 25. Let's put them in the military. Let's go get them to kill that grizzly bear. That way I can stay up here safe on the mountain. And we'll watch the fight from up here. And if they all get killed, we'll just send some more cubs. We'll just keep sending cubs, keep sending cubs, keep sending. And it's sick. I laugh about it. I come from a military family. I know it is not funny, but it's sick that we still do this. We still get behind these leaders. And so no, I don't like to be called leader of the glory. I don't like it because it's crazy. People shouldn't want to lead you, and nobody should want to be led. We're all adults. Wow, what does that meme say? The wild in the back is never. Let me see. The wild is in the back. Never saw that post. Oh, okay, brother Michael, it's on my page. Okay, you were back at the meme. I'm way up here. I'm gonna have to go down in comments. I'm gonna say good morning to a few people, and I'm gonna get down to where y'all are in comments. Brother Profine, good morning, brother Dale. Brother Ron is in the house. Brother John is here. Let's go down. Let's go down. Why you call everybody brother and sister? Well, because they are. That's why. We're all related. We all got the same DNA. We're all related to all the same people who created all of this. We are all related. You're all cousins. And to me, brother and sister is more of a term of endearment than cousin. We're all cousins, but I like brother and sister better. So I use it, right? I think there's a psychological thing behind calling people your brother and your sister. When you call people that, you know what it does? Well, number one, it disarms them. It disarms them. Somebody call you in the grocery store walking, you mad and had a bad day, your bunny's acting up, whatever, you ain't got enough money for the groceries, you just, just not doing good. And you run into somebody who looks like they're your enemy. Somebody just fits in the opposite community. Maybe the kids aren't behaving, or they look a certain way or whatever, and your birth bigotry and rearing kicks in. You think you're not supposed to like that person. And that person's like, oh, you know what? You got more stuff than y'all in line. That person's like, you got more stuff than I do. Why don't you get in front of me? I'm not in a rush. Go ahead and get in front of me, brother. Go ahead and get in front of me, sister. You know what that does? There's a psychological effect to letting other people know that they are in your family. It disarms everything. It breaks the ice. It takes out a lot of that indoctrinated BS that the elites have put in people and reared in people. All that race stuff, all that religion stuff, all of that stereotyping. And you can actually have a conversation with people. So that's why I call everybody that, because that's what they are. They're all my family. And I ain't turning on none of them. I ain't selling none of them out. I'm not going to sell none of them out. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you, look at me and you see a black man. That's not what I see. That's, to me, if you're black, you ain't no man. You know, look at other people. They say a white man. When I look at, if you are a race, if you are a fallacy construct of killers and robbers and robber barons and bankers and plantation owners, if you are what they say you are, you're a color, the color of your fur. That's another thing about wolves. Do wolves look at each other and call each other, hey, you're Brindle, I don't want to be with you. You're this, you're that. If that's what you are, you're not a wolf. If that's what you are, you're not a wolf. You are a monopoly piece on their board, and you're being played by that. That's why I don't mess with that. I don't mess with none of that. I'm a grown man. Nobody categorizes me. Nobody puts no barcodes on me. I'm free. Say what, you're free? Why don't you do what you want to do? Because they got guns, man. Come on, keep up. They kill me. They kill all of us. They kill all of us. Well, they kill me. They don't kill all of us. I act free when there's a time and place for it. But I act free. I break the laws when they're not looking. I'll break them when they're not looking. But when they're looking, I'll follow the laws. You know, but I live free. And guess what? And when something I want to do is in direct conflict with what you want me to do, and even if you got a gun, guess what? It's going to get broken, and you might as well go ahead and take it out, because you're going to have to use it. I'm free. I live free. I do what I want to do. I don't let no black community, white community, Christian community, anybody tell me what to think or where to go. How the hell are we going to fight groupthink? We're in a group. Think about that. How are you going to fight the ignorance of group thinking you're in a group? How are you going to fight leaders existing and you're being led. How does that make any damn sense at all? I know it's hard for people to process. It's a deep concept. It is, and I don't know who gave it to me. It's not mine. It's not mine. I just thought about it. I was like, why the hell do I let communities tell me what to think, where to go, who to fight, and what to be, and who my family is, and who to put first? No, I don't do that. I don't do none of that. I don't care nothing. I don't care nothing about the barcodes that the killers put on everybody. What do I need? Well, hang on. I'm gonna finish on that. I ain't done with that. I don't like none of that, because all of that is, it's a belief in a monopoly game. That's all it is. Race is nothing more than you're the what are all the monopoly pieces? The horse, the thimble, the whatever. That's all. And all you're doing is you're perpetuating the system. You're keeping the game going by believing you are this avatar that the game maker said you are. And I don't think I am. I don't know what I'm. Wave energy. I'm an alien. I love everybody. I look out for everybody. I'm not looking out for one person over another person because their fur's a different color. When the alpha calls, what do the wolf do? The wolf's like, oh, wait a minute, hang on. What color is that wolf? Anybody seen the fur on that cub getting eaten by that jackal? Anyone see the color on the fur getting eaten by the Wolverine bank? I don't know if I'm going to help it out. Let me look at a distance. Oh, well, nope, that wolf, it's got some yellow spots on the back and brown in the front, kind of brindle. We don't really help brindle wolves first. Let's see if one of the white wolves or the black fur wolves are getting attacked by a Wolverine. Then we'll go help. No. If the cub is starving, you go help. When a call goes out, you answer it. Right? And all over this world, these cubs are calling. Cubs are calling all over the world that they need our help because we're all family. And meanwhile, people are still voting for Democrats and Republicans to go murder and bomb them. It's an insane system when you really, that's why people don't like to look at it. It's an insane system when you think about it. Happiness is more important than money. Yes, it is, Nikki. And when you have happiness, you actually don't want money. It's a crazy thing. I know it's hard for a lot of people to grasp that concept, but when you have it, you don't really care anymore. I don't care anything about money. Like I said, you give me $1 billion, some interesting things gonna happen in this world. You're going, because I don't need $1 billion. I don't even need $1 million. Shoot, you give me $1 billion, some interesting things gonna happen in monkey world. You know what's gonna happen in monkey world? They're gonna kill me. That's what's gonna happen, because it's gonna take a whole group of billionaires to change the world. And you get $1 billion and you try to go ahead and create a vertical growth system that feeds the world, you're gonna be the first person to die. They're gonna find me on this little elevated thing because it goes up and down with it growing the lettuce on it. Yeah, in between the lettuce, you're gonna see these 2 black feet sticking out like that. And blood dripping off the bottom of them. That's why no billionaires coming to help you. The elite are not coming to help because they can't, even if they wanted to. Even if Oprah had a heart and she wanted to help poor people, she couldn't do it. They'd murder her. Ooh, they killed Nipsey Russell for just being a little, well, however you look at it, I'm fine. However you look at Nipsey Hussle, but either the guy killed him because they used to run together back in the day and he's got a little more than he got and he was a gutter punk or whatever, or they killed him because of Dr. Sebi and he took on the pharmaceutical industry. When you get in the way of the grind, as Nipsey Hussle said, they will kill you. Kill you. I know somebody want to kill me right now. I don't know if I'm in the way of any significant grinds, but if I get big enough and I get in the way of significant grinds, they're going to kill me. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that. I'm not here to live their life. I'm here to live my life. That's why I use critical thought and I determine what I'm supposed to do, who I'm supposed to support, and what I'm supposed to say. They don't determine that. Schools don't tell me that. Leaders don't tell me that. That's why, don't cry over Nipsey Hussle. Don't cry over Dr. Sebi. Don't cry over Martin Luther King. Don't cry over John Lennon. Don't cry over JFK. Don't cry over Mahatma Gandhi. Don't cry over none of these people. These were warriors. They figured it out, and they got outside of that follow mentality where they needed a leader, and they said what they had to say, and they all knew they was going to come for them and kill them. And they did. And the interesting part about it that I'm kind of thinking about, most of them, if not all of them, were killed by their own community. Think about that. Most or all of them were killed by their own community, their peers, in relationship. They worked together and colluded to kill them. Because most people around you, they want to be above you. Yeah, they'll pretend they like you because your hands got the certain fingernails, you're in this religion or this race. They'll pretend they like you. They pretend they put you first. They just want to be in front of you. I'm not being played by that system anymore. I'm not being played by it. Simple needs make simple people happy people. That's it. And you simplify your needs. And Christine, the funny thing is everybody actually has simple needs. They're given this consumerism. They think that a car will make them happy and expensive. They think that the house will. They think that all of these things will. They don't. And that's why they keep chasing. They never get it. They're like, they just keep running. They just keep running. They never get it. I watch them my whole life. They just running. I grew up with the black elite. They still running. I'm watching some my friends. They just running. Millionaires climbing. Got this business, that business going. They can't get enough. Now they don't know the kids. They don't spend no time with them. Don't know the wife. The wife is cheating. He's cheating. I don't want those problems. You can't actually satisfy greed. The more you get, the more you need. That actually is a path for unhappiness. That is a path. Money will never make you happy. Knowing who you are and where your passions are make you happy. And the funny thing about that, I think Christine said that, is that the things that tend to make human beings happy, they have no cost, or they have very little cost. Very simple things. Very simple things. I think when you really find your passions, it's not what you think. But I think you got to make that leap to go find it. And most people don't want to make that leap because they're scared of poverty. And I'm trying to tell you, poverty ain't such a bad thing. Poverty actually is a very wealthy position. Being financially poor is spiritual happiness. And I think Christ told you that. They go out of their way to outlaw self-sustainability, and that's why, Beaufont, because if they outlaw self-sustainability, they can control people. They give people fear. If people fear that they can't have food, they can't have a house, they can't have a yard, it'll turn them into a greedy bastard, and they'll join the economic system, and that's what they'll do. Number one, you're not the boss hoss. Everybody's number one. Everybody's the boss of them. Bank slaves, yes, megs, that's what they all are. Bank slaves. And I don't like being a slave. I didn't like that. I didn't like that feeling. I was told to like it, and I don't like it. I'm not going back to it. People believe this piece of paper has value because it's a story you've been told over and over again. You've heard it so many times, you believe it. Money is the greatest story ever told. Mr. Wednesday. Absolutely, Susan. And because they say it over and over. It's like that study when they took the kid and they said if you tell a child that they're dumb every day, for their childhood, when they grow up, they really do believe they're dumb. They'll act dumb, they'll be dumb, and they'll actually be dumb. They'll say dumb things. They'll do dumb things. If you tell people money is needed for them to have freedom, they'll do that their whole life. Work. You make a happy slave out of them. That's why they indoctrinate them young. Yes, Rebecca, they make corporate slaves out of them, and they do a great job. They are aficionados out of making slaves out of people who think they're free. Oh, is that the vertical farm in Jackson? Oh, you know what, Jeannie? I don't know. You got a vertical farm in Jackson? It's the vertical farm that needs to be everywhere. I just got it behind me because I'm trying to engage a conversation, Jeannie. I like it when the overpopulators are here. I like it when the overpopulators show up. We're overpopulated. Why? I'm like, why are we overpopulated? Who told you that? We're overpopulated. We have to be. Why? Because the elites told me. I'm like, wait a minute. The elites, I don't laugh at people, Jeannie. I don't laugh at them. I was like, wait a minute. Let me get this right. So the mainstream media, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, all the media got caught lying all the damn time, owned by 6 corporations. They told you we're overpopulated? Yeah, they told me, so we gotta stop having so many babies. I'm like, okay. You know who they work for? You know who they are? They're the people who don't want to share. It's like the little fat kid at lunch. Got all this food stuffed in his bag, just eating. He got just jelly donuts in his pocket and Snicker bars back here and this, that. We had fat kids when I was a kid. I don't know. I guess they're fat kids now too. He have all this food stuck everywhere, but he have in his bag, he got like a sandwich and an apple. Like, I ain't got none. We are not overpopulated. They're hiding the resources, okay? They're hiding the resources from us. Vertical farming on all the farms on this planet would create food for 34 trillion people. Now, if you're good at math, you'll know that that's more than enough for all the humans on this planet right now. You're literally being starved. We're starving each other. That's why I don't believe in a system. I don't believe in starvation. I don't believe in voting for a starvation model. And none of your politicians change the model, so they all believe in it too. I don't believe in artificial scarcity, so you're not gonna get me voting. It's not gonna happen. Hey, Hunt, good morning, brother Augustine. Let me see what's happening on YouTube. To not care about those that care about you is one of the highest disgraces. Ooh. To not care about those that care about you is one of the highest disgraces. I'm trying to apply that, brother Augustine. I'm trying to apply it. I'm trying to apply it internationally. I'm trying to apply it to people around the world who love America enough to not attack America. People who love America enough to say, you know what, the government's the problem. People who love America enough, they're psychopaths, to fly airplanes into buildings. People who love America enough to make a statement about banks and the Twin Towers. People who care enough to try to make a statement in a stupid way, in a psychopathic way, because our banks and our U.S. hegemony and our colonization is destroying the world through globalization, outside of the fact that it's unconstitutional against the War Powers Act for every single president all the damn time to start the wars. It is a high disgrace when we as Americans use our privilege, and you, if you're in a Western nation behind all the wars and the war machine, that all these people care about us, and they actually, a lot of them pity us. We're bombing them, but a lot of them pity us because they know we're spiritually bankrupt. They know we are ethically dead. They know we are morally lacking. But they care enough to give us time to try to figure out and evolve beyond this evil, cruel thing we've become. Deep comment, brother, deep comment. Working in corporate health care about killed my spirits. Ooh, no money, no more important than quality care. Yeah, Tina, it did and it will. I used to work in healthcare too. That was one of the industries I touched. That's why I don't believe in doctors. I worked in the pharmaceutical industry. I don't believe in the pharmacy. When you work for them, I work for chemical companies. I don't believe in the chemical. When you work there, you realize it's all about greed. They put whatever package they want. They put whatever advertising out there they want. It's all about greed. Truth Gone Rogue. Thank you, brother Adrian. Welcome to the house. Good morning, Tina. Let me see. I'm going to send you that passage about Wolf G. Thank you. Or tag me in it. Appreciate it, Tina. Yes, the alpha leads the hunt. Susan, the alpha's supposed to lead the hunt, but right now the alpha stays at home on the golden toilet. Stays at home on the golden toilet in Congress and the White House. Alphas give their life for the pack. Yes, they do, Danny. If they're true alphas, if they're zetas, they're cowards. They have their tail between their legs and they send the cubs to go do the fighting in their stead. Meanwhile, our leaders use others to kill for them. No integrity. Exactly, Megs. We got to stop pretending they have integrity. I don't know why people are still supporting leaders. I love people to death, but I just can't figure out why they want to be led. I don't know why they support people for identities. When in flow, there is not only very little effort exerted, the flow pulls you along while you simply observe. It's a nice spot to be in. It is. It is. People go with the flow, Rebecca. Scary thing. Go the path least followed. There's more to see there. There's more to do there. Yes, brother John, lead yourself. Lead yourself. Everybody lead yourself. Have you guys seen the video about the Yellowstone environment was restored in the river? Oh, yeah. Reintroduce the wolves back. The wolves changed the river. Exactly, Susan. And that's huge. That's huge. I think you probably see the depth of that comment. I see a lot of your posts. The depths of the point, of reintroducing the wolves, because you take out sustainable things. If you haven't seen that, what she's talking about is when they brought the wolves back in Yellowstone after we murdered all of them and kicked them out, and how these ecosystems have built up over hundreds of millions of years and they're balanced and they're sustainable. And when they brought the wolves back, it brought the birds back, it brought the bees back, it brought the insects back, brought the wildflowers back. Everything went back to its place. It's the most amazing video and understanding of why you shouldn't destroy ecosystems. And in that example, how we're destroying ecosystems all over this planet. Like if your thing is climate change and you're fighting that or whatever, you're fighting those destroying the ecosystems. And usually that's the people, the leaders who are behind the climate change fight. When you take things out of ecosystems, you have no idea what they disrupt. And that's my stance on drugs and chemicals and vaccines and all of that. I'm not against any of those things if you believe in them. I'm just against you forcing them in somebody else. And I understand how ecosystems work. The human body's an ecosystem. If you take something out of it or you put something in it, it's not going to operate as it's supposed to. The body's going to have a condition of dis-ease, like Yellowstone Park has a condition of dis-ease, like our planet right now has a condition of dis-ease. Things aren't easy because all the puzzle pieces aren't in. All the things that fit together and evolve together, all the complex ecosystems that none of us even understand, you pull one out, then you can't, the picture doesn't work. The picture isn't complete, it's not full. And that's why I'm against your bare aspirin drugs, and I'm against your cough syrups. I'm against all of that. Because the majority of the time, we were using natural things to solve these problems. A lot of times, sickness and side effects, they're your body, it's your body saying, hey, dummy, do something, right? Like when your check engine light, like in the analogy of the check engine light. When you're driving down the street and the check engine light comes on, you fix the problem. You don't get a drug to mask it up. But yeah, so it was a great video. Complex story of ecosystems, and don't touch things you don't understand. That's to me, that is the takeaway from the Yellowstone story. Don't touch things you don't understand. But also, maybe don't trust people who tell you what to do in your system they still don't understand. I call everybody cousin. Yes, Brother John, because everybody is a cousin. When you do that, you disarm people. And I bet you have great conversations with people. I bet you have a lot less outrage and issues with people. Because when it's a term of endearment. When you call people cousin, you call them. I spend a lot of time down south. So I mean, that's just how it works. That's how it used to work. I don't know how it is down there now. But when you show people we're family, then you all get along. Then we can evolve. Iron can sharpen iron. You can have a difficult conversation without anybody getting upset. True alphas teach others to be their own alphas. Alphas realize that they're, hang on. I want to make sure I get it right. True alphas teach others to be their own alphas, to realize their own realized self. Yes, absolutely. For a lot of good reasons. One, because I think true alphas don't want to be alphas to begin with. They just happen to be the biggest and the strongest, and they're in a de-evolved community that still believes in leaders. And two, the alpha cares more about the pack than it does itself. The alpha is not there to get a retirement. The alpha is not there to get a lobby job after Congress. The alpha is not there to see how much money they can make as a president. The alpha is there to make sure that the pack stays strong, and it's pushed into that position because it's the biggest and the strongest, and it's the only one that can, he's the only one that can go out there, or she, to keep everybody safe, to take on the grizzly bear first, to be the one to stare down a grizzly bear first while the other wolves are helping. They're circling them and they're speaking to each other. Everybody in place? All right, I'm in place. I'm about to take on the grizzly. Y'all there? I'm gonna be the first one. I'm gonna go take a bite. Y'all get my back. The leader be the first one to go in, the first one to face the grizzly bear teeth and the swing of the claws. Well, it works actually. It's the alpha, but also the alpha's mate, right? Because it's one or the other. They're the first ones to go in, but you know that's roughly how it works. I'm sure it can be different in some of them, but the whole concept is there. You want the pack to be strong. You make leaders out of other people. Why? So they can lead, because that makes the pack stronger if everybody's strong and everybody's leading themselves. But if you're the leader and your goal is to write legislation and laws to keep people weak, to roll out artificial scarcity, to keep them hungry, to keep them starving, to keep them divided up on race, religion, then your job is to weaken the pack. And that's why America's so weak right now. The military-industrial complex is strong because they've taken everybody's weakness around the country. Corporations are so strong and so big because they've made everybody so weak and dependent on them. So everybody works for them and buys from them. And they're getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and the pack is getting weaker and weaker and weaker because we have an oligarchy. Stop calling it a government. All right, let me go down the comments. I'm way up. So it's Friday. I'm happy on Friday, but I'm happy every day. Not that everything's going great in my life. but everything could be so much worse. And I think that's always a thing to be very happy about. American Gods, love that show. Okay, Tina, I haven't seen that show. Good Rising Maha, welcome to the conversation. The more a person owns, the more that person's time is spent upkeeping his possessions. What you own owns you, kind of thing. And that's exactly what it is, Rebecca. The more you own, the more you got to protect it. The more you own, the more you're enslaved to the things you own. So I believe in tiny houses and living modestly. The less you own, the more freer you are. When you got a bunch of stuff, you can't be free. Like the old lady with the cats. She can't go nowhere. She can't go nowhere. She can't go nowhere because she got to feed the cats. She can't go nowhere. You know, you got all these cars in the garage. You can't go traveling but for so long. Damn, you got to get security system, security dogs or whatever, because the neighbors around you going to steal them cars. They ain't stupid. They want to eat too. They know them cars is fast and they like them cars. The more you get, the more you got to fight. You can't go to the where you grew up. You ever see Obama walking through the ghetto with a gold watch and an $8,000 suit? You ever see him go walking through the hood, you know, with no bodyguards and nobody backing him up? You ain't gonna make it too far. You ain't gonna make it too far. You starved a lot of people. You think Trump gonna go to the trailer park with a $8,000 gold watch and a $20,000 suit, and you got all these people that don't got $2 to buy a bag of biscuits from the laws being written? You ain't never gonna see it. The more you have, the more you got to protect, the more security you need, the more you cannot live in the same neighborhoods, the more you can't live around no blue collar people, can't live around no black collar people, can't live around no yellow collar people. You need to live around the elites, because if you live around us, we gonna take it. Why? Because we ain't gonna sit around and watch our kids starve and die while you flash around like a peacock in our neighborhood. That's what I'm saying. None of these leaders are for the people. And they don't go anywhere near the people without men with guns. One way to fix the world, I was saying, is, you know what? When your leaders stop having bodyguards, the world gonna fix itself real quick. Real quick. When them congressmen gotta live around you, Ocasio gotta go next door to you and write laws and how to own you. Trump gotta live next to Obama. When they live next door to you, then they gonna act like you. Until then, as long as they can live in these gated communities and these mansions with armed guards, they can lie to you all day, and write legislation that just robs you and your kids all the time. You'll just clap for it because we're just something wrong with us. Something wrong with us. People, they trust the news and TV way too much. They trust leaders and elites way too much. Watch some chimp tribe documentaries. We act like them. We have a streak of violence in us that needs harnessed. Yeah, it does, Brother John. It does. You know what? I like the example between the chimps and the bonobos. I won't waste everybody's time because I've talked about it so much. But the chimps and the bonobos, that's what we are. The bonobos are all peaceful and the chimps are all extremely violent. And we are extremely violent. And I know people look in the mirror, John, they don't see it though. They look in the mirror and all they see, they're putting on their makeup in the morning, putting on the lipstick, they're getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to go to my work job. I work for Lockheed Martin. I'm not violent. I'm a nice person. I'm a nice person. I'm a doctor. You know, they don't see it. If you support violence, you support death, you support destruction, you support poisoning people, you support profit and greed, which is all of those things, and genocide. You got some violent support in you that you don't want to see. You're looking in that mirror, you seeing what you want to see. You're using a little too much makeup and doing your hair up a little too much. We have a violent streak that we need to get rid of. In all forms, Brother John, I revoke violence. In all forms, all groups, all support. Anybody is up to violence, robbery, and treachery, I can't have anything to do with. All these big corporations, the Democrats and the Republicans. We got to get past this being the popular abuser. Got to get past our popular abuse and be honest and call it what it is. One open on Jackson is a great story. One open on Jackson is a great story. I didn't see that, Jeannie. I'm not sure what we're talking about. Hey, Kimberly, good morning. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Elaine. Buddha in the house. Live in Wisconsin, very little sun for a long time. That's horrible, Mary. Plants need light. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm building another grow room in the basement. I can't grow enough food. I can grow some more food. I got some more seedlings to start. I keep people alive with dialysis. Yes, you do, Lori. And you know, I hate your industry, but I love what you do. Like there's a difference between the industry and the people who work in them. right? Like you can, the people in them keep them up. It's like the FBI is a horrible organization. I'm sorry. Your DHS, a horrible organization. CIA, my lord, I'm so sick of talking about the damn CIA, horrible organization. You got really good people in there. And the only reason they're not full-on psychopath, murderously foul is you got good people in there that only will let things go but so far. You know, and if you can find a good way in a bad industry to help people, then you should go do that. Now, if that feels good to you, you should go do that. I'm a plantation burner, Lori. Like I was telling the sister this morning, I'm a plantation burner. Like, I'm not interested. I don't want to help anybody get anything better. I don't want to help slaves on the plantation, the black colored slaves or the American colored slaves or the Christian slave. I don't want to help them do any better on the plantation. That's not what I'm here for. I don't want to help them and say, you know what, picking cotton's hard. I'm gonna help you move further up in the plantation so you can pick the tomatoes. That way you won't be on your knees. You can bend down. No, I don't think the plantation should exist. I'm a burner downer. I am a burn down the model, get rid of it. Because if you're trying to give people more privilege, more upward mobility on the plantation, it's a belief in the plantation. It means you're not really fighting supremacy. It just means you want more of it. It means you have no actual issue with privilege. You just want to give more of it to a particular group. And to me, that's wrong. I think the whole thing needs to come down. And the only way that happens is together. And the only way you get all the wolves together is the wolves can't be worried about what color fur they got. Good morning, Gerard. I don't comment too much here, but I just wanted to tell everybody how much I appreciate you all. There are so many bright and aware, awake people here. Thank you all. Well, thank you, Sister Angie. I want you to comment more. I appreciate your comments, stepping out. Sometimes it's a hard thing to do. Sometimes because you look at social media comments, Angie, I get it. It's crazy. It's cray. You know, but I appreciate you being here. And I know there are a lot of people that kind of sit in the background and watch. And because sometimes you got jobs and you have, you don't have the ability to speak up without it causing. I get that. But anytime you have something to say, go ahead and say something. There are good people here, a lot of good people here. And you know what the funny thing too, Angie, and I know you see it because you've been here, is people will get your back. People will get your back here. Honesty and being truthful. People will get your back. Like I tell people all the time, that's why I'm scared somebody just said something about Christianity. I'm way up in comments, I can't see it. But yeah, I'm Christian. I'm not a modern Christian. I'm Christian that I believe in Christ. But when someone comes to you with some lying Christianity that Jesus Christ is okay with them murdering people, Jesus Christ is okay with them genociding people, I'm gonna call them out. I'm gonna get your back. And I know enough scripture to get your back too. I've been studying that a long time. Same thing with being black. People look at me like, oh, he's a black guy. Yeah, okay, well, I know that's what you see, but guess what? If that community comes for you and they start making up some stuff, start hit you with white fragility and why did it, I'm gonna get your back. I'm gonna get your back, because divided we all die. Divided we all fall. And if you police your own community, then we move forward. You know how they tell the Muslims all the time, oh, the Muslims, well, how come they're not fighting ISIS? How come they're not fighting Al-Qaeda? Well, number one, they didn't make ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Muslims never got together in a big Muslim meeting and said, hey, Muslims, let's all get together. What are we going to do? We're going to make a terrorist organization that fights for America, that allows America to go into countries and invade and colonize us. The Muslim countries didn't do that. America did that. The CIA did that. They made them. Right? They made them. But we tell the Muslims, oh, you got to police your own communities. No, we need to police our deep state. We need to police our military-industrial complex. But outside of that, it's good people here. And they police their own communities, right? They like, you know what? I made a post a little while ago, Angie. It was probably about a year or two ago. I got in trouble for it. Because I don't mind getting in trouble. I like to start the conversation because there's so many intelligent people who got the facts and they'll post them facts real quick. I say things because I know they're true and I don't have the details and I let somebody else fix it. I think I was saying something to the effect of, damn it, I want to go drink a beer with my buddies at the bar with assault rifles, then go to my gay friends' weddings with some Chick-fil-A fries. I'm trying to think of all the stereotypes, and I hit all of it. Then go to the after party in the ghetto and go do a tractor pull in the trailer park. That to me is a party. That's a lot of fun. And I got attacked. I forgot who came after me. He's like, you're not supposed to eat Chick-fil-A. I'm like, why am I supposed to eat some damn chicken? I like the fries. I don't eat their chicken. Might have dark skin, but that ain't everybody dark skin eat chicken. I don't eat no damn chicken. And they started attacking me. Why are you not supposed? You're supposed to be boycotting Chick-fil-A. Well, why am I supposed to boycott Chick-fil-A? Well, because Chick-fil-A and the gay community. And guess what? I was like, look, first of all, you're supposed to be boycotting every big corporation. We're not picking and choosing which ones are evil. They're all evil. They all need to go away. Every last one of them. I'm not picking and choosing which. They make some good damn fries. And, you know, I got a bank account. So if you got a bank account, you got fries, you're already supporting murder and killing somebody else. Plus, I'm an American and I pay taxes, so I'm supporting murder too. So I'm like, I'm not picking and choosing. But you know what happened, Angie? All my friends who are, and I don't know the right name. All these names are changing, all this craziness, gay, alternative, whatever. All my friends, they got my back. They came in, they were like, you don't know how this works. They're like, listen, you need to walk away from your deep state. You need to walk away from all these corporations, not just one of them. But there are a lot of good people here. A lot of good people here. They're good people in the world. But I love this family right here. The biggest and strongest often challenge, it becomes tiresome. Yeah, it does become tiresome, but Rebecca, I guess the way I see it is we don't have much of a choice. We don't have much of a choice. We have to fight. If you got the fight in you and you can see around you, you got to do it. A lot of our family and friends don't see it. It's okay. We got to fight in their stead sometimes. You know, at one time I was gaslit and full of the system too. You know, and I appreciate whoever was fighting for him. And for me at that time, that might have been like Chris Hedges or John Lennon or somebody else. There are people, when you get it, you got to show it. When you get it, you got to do it. And it's tiresome, I know, but Rebecca, I see you there every day, girl. Every day. If you're tired, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. If Rebecca's scared of the fight, I'm not seeing it nowhere. I see Rebecca's straight thug life, girl. That girl, she is everything. You say something wrong, she get on me. She is not here to play, and I love you for that. Love you for that. That's the only way that we make it, is we got to keep each other honest. That's how we grow. Iron sharpens iron. Iron doesn't sharpen iron by censoring iron. Can't censor the iron. You can't hold back. You got to be honest. And I think when people know that we're all honestly after the truth, we're all honestly trying to build a new and better world. Even when you disagree, you can get in that spot and say, you know what? I disagree with you 100% of the time. Or I disagree with you 100% on that issue, but I get where your heart is. I get where your heart is, you know, and it's stupid to argue, to be upset with somebody because you disagree on a solution and you want to get to the same place, a free world. All right, I'm gonna have to go down because I'm way up in comments. In a wolf pack, it's usually in a wolf pack, it is usually an alpha female, and I don't doubt that one bit, Ivana. I don't doubt that one bit. You know, because you know what? Because there's something that's attached to the to being female and making a life. There's more of a physiological attachment to the respect of life in the cubs, and that's real. That's real, because you go after the cubs. Yeah. I guess the first one in a lion pack. The first one gonna be after you is gonna be them women, and they're not gonna play. They didn't spend all that time to let that big nasty 800-pound animal get on the back of them, 500-pound lion that don't wash, don't do nothing, laying around fat, lazy all day while they doing the hunting, and they let that thing get up on the back of them and stick that thing in them and make baby. They gotta carry it. They can't run and get food for 9 months. They got problems, the feet hurt and whatever, and all of a sudden you gonna come and carry the cub they done did all that to make? Hell no. That female lion that female lion gonna take you out. So yeah, shoot, that makes sense to me that most alphas are female. I believe that. So does the alpha female sleep with all the other males? The best I remember, Meg, somebody else can say, because I don't know. I thought that they were pretty much a couple on the wolf pack. I didn't think they slept around. I thought they were pretty locked in. And lions, not so much. That lion, but then again, he kind of lay around like a human, doesn't he? He kind of lay around with a fat beer belly and don't do nothing. But at least the lion will get up when it's time to fight. The male lion will get up when it's time to fight. And I think most Americans that way. Get some beer bellies and pot bellies and stuff. They just haven't been pushing to that corner. They're lazy. But when it's really time to fight for the family, they get up and do it. Scarcity, I mean, not scarcity. Tragedy always brings a family together. Let me see, never mind. I'm sure the males fight over the right to mate with her. I don't know, Megs. I don't know. It's one thing I tell you. When I don't know, I tell you I don't know. I look at a lot of behavior in the natural world in the wild kingdom. All I'm saying about the wild kingdom is we need to stop being wild. You know, we evolved and we don't actually have to keep acting wild, and we keep acting wild and we keep supporting wild, and we got to stop. We don't actually have to be wild anymore. Gerard, do your sons help you with the food in the garden, or do they eat from it for free? My sons help me with everything, Deborah. My sons are slaves. I'll tell you in a minute. Now, one of them done grown up and he's doing his own thing in life, but no, they help with everything. In fact, my middle son plants gardens at his mama's house. They know we've been growing for a long time. We were one of our best tomato years. Oh my goodness, we had hundreds of tomatoes. We had so many tomatoes we didn't know what to do with. They were going bad. Was giving them away. My sons learned how to grow. They were repotting. Their friends came over. Their friends did a garden in the yard. So no, they're all involved. They help me with everything. I'm old fashioned. I'm old fashioned. I have sons for slavery. We used to have 13 kids to help on the farm. You know, I do, but I stopped at 3 because times have changed. I had 13, that's way too many. I think 4 would be too many for me too. So no, they're all good kids and they raised me well. I said that right. They raised me well. Now, being a father has taught me more things probably than anything. Like for a woman, I guess, or a female that has a baby and has that relationship with life, being a father taught me everything. Being a father taught me that not only do I need to give up everything for the next generation, but if I don't give up everything for the next generation that comes out of everybody else's womb too, my kids got to deal with the problems from all those kids that are having problems because I turned against them. Being a parent taught me everything. Everything. It taught you, like there was something about, I think, holding my first son. I mean, it was something different about holding all of them because I had a different lesson. But holding the first little baby, like this little baby, he could almost fit in the palm of my hand. I could almost hold him with one hand. This little baby, like could barely do anything, barely made any noise, just get the goo out his eye. Just get that womb juice out of his eye, nose and stuff, and he just right there. And it just, something happened. Something happened. I just sat there and was like, man, like this little creature. Smell a little funny, but this little unprotected creature just born in this evil, evil world. I have to do everything I can to protect this little thing. It changes you. And I think it took me more back to being what human beings are supposed to be. I'm supposed to give everything for this little bag of goo. This little bag of goo that can't sit up, can't roll over, can't do anything. You know, it can scratch the hell out my nose because it ain't got them fingernails. You're holding up and the baby got his hands all in your mouth and stuff, and he just had his hands on his butt, scratching your nose and what. It can't do anything. They can't even do that when they're first born. And that changed me. So they raised me. You know, I think most of the important lessons I've learned as an adult came from just trying to make a better world for them. You know, trying to make a better community for them. Trying to give them sustainable skills so that they'll be okay when I'm not here. Because I think that's everybody's fear, is that, are my kids going to be okay when I'm gone? What kind of world am I going to leave them? And I think that is one of the main drivers that pushes them into that consumerism monopoly game, to fight with other people to steal more economically or through degrees, PhDs and whatever, from other families and other people's kids to give your kids more. Like, they use our loves against us and they play us all the time. We got to be smarter than that. I'm way up in comments. Every time I go down in comments, I get stuck on a good comment. And then it takes me too long. I'm gonna try to like just hit the comments quickly. It's kind of hard to do that because y'all really get me going on some topics. I'm a bit shy. Angie saying, it's okay, Angie, we're all shy. Everybody here loves you. And anybody here, Angie, that comes over here that does not love you and doesn't treat you with respect, there's enough people here that'll take care of you. There's enough people here that'll take care of you. I don't talk much. I have to work soon. I'm getting ready to go while I listen. Okay, Kimberly Fuji, comment. I love your Instagram. You always keep it real. So good morning, brother Kevin on YouTube. YouTube's a little quiet today. How y'all doing today? YouTube, y'all feeling okay? Let me see. Marilyn Schultz said Rebecca might be talking about another kind of flow, as in being in the zone of synchronicity rather than the flow of pack type of flow. Oh, could be the comment from earlier. Could be, Marilyn. And I'm it's kind of hard sometimes when I'm trying to keeping this thing going. I got all these screens. I try to focus. It gets hard to do that. You know, so sometimes I do miss the point. Y'all know that. I appreciate that. But thank you for that clarification. I think you're probably right. You almost sent me down an energy conversation, but I'm going to try to keep the comments quick. I'm going to move a little faster. Gerard, you are Christ-like, not Christian. I'm not Christ-like, Maha. I am not Christ. Maha, oh no. I appreciate that. I appreciate you trying to give me a little hit there. But no, I'm not Christ-like at all. I know me. I'm not. Nope, not me. I'm lucky enough that, you know what, I was born in the right place, Maha, where I don't struggle with a lot of the big sins, or no big sins, just certain sins, like thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal directly. I'm good on that one too, because I don't steal nothing directly. But indirectly, yeah, I make money. I got a bank account, so I know I'm robbing somebody. I'm robbing somebody. You know, all the thou shalt, like the only time that Christ got upset was when the bankers were in the church, and I do have a bank account. So Christ and I'm not Christ-like at all. Christ did not have a bank account. Christ did not bank with Morgan and Stanley. Christ did not have a... Christ didn't carry around cash, you know, so, you know, I'm not Christ-like. I try to listen to the things that Christ said, and actually the entire Bible and other scriptures too. Like I was having a good conversation this morning, and I was just stating that, you know what, I spent my life studying the Bible, and so now I'm studying the scriptures of other religions. I'm studying ancient archaeology. Like I'm good on the Bible. I'm good on the concept of what I'm supposed to be doing and not supposed to be doing, which is pretty much everything that the conservatives are doing. So I'm pretty good on that. Usually when somebody throws that name, I'm Christian, it's usually because they're not being Christ-like. They're not even trying to be. They just want to get your credit for that word so that you'll trust what comes next out of their mouth. And I can't go there. I try to live best I can based on what Christ said. That's all I can do. But I'm definitely not Christ-like. Christ was on the ball. He ain't kill nobody. He ain't had no job. He was on that sovereignty ball. I'm not on that ball. Are we in the age of Aquarius now? Megs, I think that's coming right now. I don't think we're there. I think we're in that transition, I believe. Sounds like a fun party. Yeah, Justin, it would have been a fun party when you take out all the isms and you just let everybody be everybody, and you go to the gay wedding and I got all your Christian and Muslim friends and everybody's there, and everybody brought their guns and they brought the chicken and they brought their vegan salads and the vegan treats, and everybody's getting along with each other and nobody's fighting. That's a great party to be at. I like that part. That's a party I want to be at. China shows up and Russia shows up. Nobody's arguing about each other. Venezuela, Honduras, y'all let them walk in the room without having a wall. That's the party I want to be at. I don't want to be at the bigotry party where everybody picks and chooses selectively what everybody else gets to do. There were several versions of Christianity. The Paul won. The most people to join, the most people to join award. James got second place and Gnostics third. Yeah, all right, Brother John. I see how you've been doing that study. And I always like to go back to Paul, but I always like to go back to Paul with Saul. Like the two things that people, if you haven't studied the Bible, you need to really focus on is Saul. I mean, he basically was the author of modern Christianity in terms of what went in the New Testament, but not in terms of what the modern Christians do, because they don't follow none of that. But before Paul was Paul was Saul. And what did Saul do? Oh my goodness. If you start looking at the writings of Josephus, he used to persecute Christians. Boy, he'd go out there and get them Christians because he was a tax collector, and he'd send them to the Colosseums. And they'd send them in the Colosseums, which is why I don't like the NFL. I don't like none of the Colosseums, don't like none of the sports and games. But they would feed the Christians to the lions. He was a persecutor. Yes, the man that wrote most of the New Testament, he wrote most of it. I believe he did, or half of it. I forgot. It's been a long time. He used to feed the Christians to the lions. But it was worse than that. Because the problem with those Christian children is they are so small and little. They're little jokers, like today, like the little kids in Yemen. The lions would eat them too fast. The tigers would eat them too fast. So according to the writings of Josephus, they would use dogs for the Christian kids. Yeah, I know you thought that when you talk about persecution, Christians ain't never been persecuted. Nah, yeah, history tells a very different story. They would use dogs for the little kids because the lions and tigers would eat and kill the little kids too fast. So they would use dogs, and the dogs would just rip them limb from limb, just rip out the veins and rip out muscle. And it would take a lot longer, and the crowd would cheer longer, and that's the whole purpose of the Colosseum. So I focus on that. Saw change. People can change. If you can be that evil and become a man of love, you can change. And the other thing I focus on Paul, I like to tell people, is Paul did not like the church. Paul was not here to play with the church. Paul was not here to play. If Paul were alive today, Paul would have been walking between church to church to church, chastising the hell out of him. He'd be all up in these conservatives' booty cheeks. He would not be playing. He did not play with them. The church was involved in all the evil things. He was there to chastise, writing letters the brother couldn't stop. He'd be posting live streams all day about you Baptists and Episcopalian, and my goodness, the Catholic Church, we don't even want to go there. Paul did not play. He didn't hold anything back. All right, I tried to say I'd make the comments quick. It's kind of hard to do that. But that's why I say, people read scripture. Read scripture. Because you read the Bible doesn't mean you're Christian. It means you're interested in scripture. You're interested in the old history. That history is a part of your history like everybody else's. Christians don't own that. I read all scriptures because I don't think the Muslims own the Quran. They don't own those scriptures either. I read everything. No one owns the Egyptian writings. No one owns the Book of the Dead. No one owns all these things. These were things that all the authors of all the scriptures, including the Bible, all things they perused of the day. When Christ was here, do you think Christ read the Bible? Think about that. Don't answer too quick. Christ didn't read the Bible. The Bible didn't exist. He read all the scriptures, and a lot of them came from the Egyptians because a lot of the scriptures at the time were burned up in the Library of Alexandria. Get my timeline right. They weren't there, but they came from Egypt, and a lot of those scriptures came from what we talked about the other day, which is the Naga glyphs. Right? A lot of those scriptures are very old and written in languages that don't even exist anymore. That the original scriptures, a lot of them from the Old Testament, weren't even in Greek and Hebrew originally. But I was raised to believe that was true. I believed it, but as I grew up and I learned that wasn't true, then I studied to show myself approved, and I start looking in other places. But don't let people tell you that scriptures belong to religions. They don't. You have religions that took certain groupings of scriptures and put them in a book, and because it painted the picture that they wanted to paint. But all scripture, all truth, to me, truth is the only religion. That's the point I want to get to. Truth is the only religion. You're either after the truth or you're not. If you're after proving your group is right, then to me that's not the only real religion. That to me just you're inventing something. That kind of leans on the side of culture. So I read everything. Female cats are huge sluts. Megs, I'm not gonna touch that one. We're gonna leave that one right where it is. That's gonna get me in trouble. I ain't going nowhere down that road. The whole awakening thing. Yes, Tina, we got to wake up. We've been sleeping too long. They growing okra in the vertical farming. No, Justin, they are not. That would not be behind me. If I'm looking at that right, what is that? If that's not, oh goodness, the picture is hard. If that's not that could be pak, it's a type of lettuce. It could be pak choy. It's too big to be bok choy. It could be romaine. It's one of those. I can't really see it that well, but damn, I'm looking at tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 2. See, we overdo things too. Like they got it all growing together. It's not biodiverse. There's no cross-pollination. There's nothing happening there. They doing it wrong. But I guarantee ain't no damn okra on any of them shows. I'm trying to do a live stream, not have a vomit reflex. People are like, why does he hate okra so much? I don't know. It could be a psychological thing. People, don't mess with me. I don't know. Maybe my mama shoved it in my throat when I was a baby. When I was a little innocent baby, I was like, And I was trying to scratch her nose. Maybe she's trying to shove some okra down there or something. So that taste in my mind psychologically is attached to something. I got a lot of psychological friends. They'd probably break me down psychologically and tell you. But yeah, there's something in my past about some day. Maybe my father beat me with an okra belt once or something. I don't know. I thought it was pig leather because he used to use that damn thing a lot. He needed it. He needed to use it a lot. Don't come in here with this, oh, don't spank your children. I'm not that guy. I needed every single spanking I got. And I made sure, I told my father before he died, I told him, I said, thank you for every spanking you get. Every spanking. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't believe none of this new talk about how spanking is bad. I needed all of it. I could have been out here robbing, killing, and stealing. That's another scripture that the Christians don't own. Spoil the rod, no, spare the rod, spoil the child. Now, am I saying beat kids? No, there's a difference between correcting them. Some rods aren't belts. Some rods aren't switches. Some rods aren't hands. Sometimes the rod is just taking a smartphone. Sometimes the rod, some kids don't need that. Some kids psychologically, all you got to tell them what to do is tell them what to do. All you got to do is give them that look of disapproval on your face and they're straighten right up. I was not that kid. I was not that kid. Most of my kids are that kid though. I really barely had to do anything with them. They for the most part, they're good kids. Now they're a little weird now they get older. But as they get older, I change how I raise them. As I get older, I try to give them more freedom. I try to let them make more of their own mistakes because I think that's the best way to teach is let them make their own mistakes. So the older they get, the more you're supposed to free them. Yeah, the more they'll try to get on your nerves too because they start questioning everything. But I try to teach them to do that because I want to make them an upgrade of me. I teach them to question everything, even me, respectfully. I tell them to question their teachers respectfully. You know, there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do. So the older they get, the more you got to get them to question things because like any good alpha, you want your pack to be stronger because you were there. You don't want it to be weaker because you were just trying to do what you could and robbing their next generation, which is what we end up doing. These economic systems, we are robbed. Fractional reserve banking, the Federal Reserve, look it up, is a real thing. And we are literally printing away their future. We are printing away their freedom. You think you're a slave now? Your kids got something else coming if we don't change this world. You know, we owe those bankers trillions and they're going to get it. They are going to get it. They're going to make us all oilers for killer robots that are going around the world killing everybody. You don't need to send your kid to dentist school or doctor school or computer science. All you need to do is send your kid to college to get an oil degree. You're going to be oiling murder robots. That's going to be the job. And that's how America's going to pay back the billionaires that bought their country in 1913. Parents don't raise people, children do. Yes, they do. And from the mouth of babes, they say the most wisest things. I think we observe kids and we learn like we observe nature. I'm glad your sons are working with you and it sounds like they enjoy it. You've taught them well. Well, you know, Deborah, one of my sons loves it. It seems like it's in them. The rest of them, they kind of do what I tell them to do for the most part. But it's not about really, it's definitely, I did not say I taught them well. I just did what I was raised to do, right? My grandfather had me out in the garden. My parents, not so much. They believed in the city world. They believed in the corporate world more. You know, my mother was a teacher. But my grandfather, neither one of them played that game. Both of them were farmers. They didn't play that game at all. They knew how to get in the garden. They got me out there. And so I just handed down what they handed down to me. So it's not that I'm smart in any of that. I'm just doing what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to take the wisdom of the elders and pass it down. Watching anyone give birth is an amazing experience. Yes, it is, Megs. If you don't pass out, it absolutely is. I don't know how women deal with all that pain. I watch it. It's a beautiful process, and I almost made it. No, I didn't pass out. I made it. I made it through each and every one of them. It is a beautiful thing. But oh, Lord, the pain. Half the time I was holding her arm, I was just like, you know, she was like, oh, he's with me, he's with me. I'm like, no, I'm so glad I'm not her. I am so glad. I don't know how they going to get that thing out of there. I got a big head. I know that baby got a big head too. I don't know how they going to pull that thing out of there. I'm so glad. Thank you, Lord, I'm not her. Thank you. Thank you that you gave women the strength to deal with this nonsense. If it weren't for them, shoot, no, I'm a sucker for pain. Don't do that. I get a splinter, Now, if I'm building it, because I'm getting a lot of splinters, right? I guarantee you I probably got about 10 splinters in my hand now because I'm building shelves and stuff, and I'm in the duty. When I'm in the duty, I don't think about the pain. I'm building some growth shelves. I got to get it done. Breaking pallets apart, but damn it when the work is over. It doesn't feel good. I call my mommy, call her and Mary. Call my mama and Mary. Mommy, I got a splinter. I can't do what y'all do. Thank God for women and their ability for pain and their ability to tolerate us men. I don't know how y'all do it. I have no idea. Gerard, I worry about the world. We are leaving my son. I worry about it too, Kimberly. But you know what? We got to have peace in the fact that we don't control anything. The only thing we control is ourselves. And the only thing we can do is we can try to live better, and we can hopefully live good enough that other people want to live that way too. We can believe in the right things like negotiation over war, you know, discussion over violence, root cause solutions over duct taping every damn thing. And I think that's all we can do, and we live our lives, you know. And I think that's all every generation can do. But you'll get bogged down if you're trying to change the world. Don't worry about trying to change the world. I just try to I change me. I change me every day. Being a parent taught me how to love God more, because you learn what unconditional love is and why Father still abides with us in all troubled times. When you love your children, you don't want to punish them. You want to help them learn. Yes, Justin, you're right about that. It does. It gives you that fathering thing, whatever this God thing is. I agree with you. It did. It's a powerful experience to want to just give everything. So I tell my kids all the time, so you'll never be wrong. You can be wrong in my eyes, but your father will always support you. I'm never going anywhere. You know, you can be wrong as you are in a certain circumstance, but I'll still support you getting out of that wrong. I'm always going to support you getting it right. You know, and that's endless love, and that's what a parent is, I think. And I give my life for my kid. That's the other thing, you know, how they say Jesus gave his life on the cross. I give my life for my kids in a minute. It's not even a thing to think about. My goodness, it's not even thinking. It's not even a question. But then again, I'd give my life for most people. If a situation is going on that I have to step in, I'm gonna step in. Like I said, I'm not one of these people who looks and keeps walking. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to give my life for the pack. That's what an alpha does. And I think we should be evolved far enough that we are all alphas to the earth pack. Oh, it took me on memory lane and my baby who is 30 now. Yeah, May. And God bless you for having a 30-year-old baby. We have to have... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. But yeah, we have definitely, you get to the age of 30, I think you get them to the age of 30 and they don't have any, and they're still kicking. That's a great thing. We're losing children at the age of 5. They're getting diabetes at 10. They're getting cancer at 15. It's the craziest world we live in. Let me get down in comment. I'm way up there. Oh, somebody disagree. Who disagree? I like disagreements. Let me see. I disagree. You are one. Oh, you're one of the decent. Wait a minute. You are one of the decent, and you're not a hypocrite. Well, I thank you for, and I think I am decent. I agree with you. I hope I am. I hope I am. I think I'm decent. I hope I'm not a hypocrite. I am sometimes, and when I find it, I clean it up. Sometimes, I get a little hypocrite juice right here. I'm just honest with it when I get it. Like, oh, damn it, what is that? Oh, it looks like that's a little hypocrisy right there. Okay. And that's the good thing about knowing different people from different communities, because when I get a little hypocrite on my lip, little something, they'll say, hey, Gerard, no, hey, that's not how it works. You got a little hypocrite right there. It's like, oh, I do? Oh, okay, give me a towel. Let me get that. Okay, I got that. All right, done. I'm not going to support the hypocrite, the hypocrisy. I'm not going to fight it. No, I'm right. Damn it. That's not hypocrisy on my lip. That's not some ketchup like hypocrisy. No, it's not. It's okay. Stop looking at it. No, I just look at it. But I appreciate that. But no, my point is I'm not Christ-like, because nobody's Christ-like. It will never. It's all about it's on a journey, right? It's about a journey of love. It's about a journey of how do you love people more? How do you give your life for them more? And Christ gave everything. And that's historical for everybody, not just for Christians, but for everybody. And I'm not getting to dying on the cross thing. I'm saying that that man changed the world in bringing this concept of love to it. Now, yes, the Christians messed it up later with the Muslims and everybody else and the atheists, but he changed the world, right? That was a gift for everybody. And that's just the real story. That's just the real history of it. And I can't do that. I'm not crazy. I can't give my life for the world. I can give my life for a few people. I can't give it for the world. I don't know how that works. We getting scripture today. People dropping the scriptures like it's hot. You know what? I feel good. I feel good when I see atheists using scriptures. That's when I feel good. That makes me feel good. I feel good when I see Christians reading the Quran and people and Muslim folks reading the Bible, and you know, it's just information. It's just information. How you think about it is insignificant. Insignificant. Truth is truth. It doesn't matter the source. Alpha wolf female has a lot of the authority. Nobody messes with her. She chooses her mate for life. Okay, Ivana, but you know what? In addition to that, now that's no different from the humans. That's no different from the humans. The women run the marriages too. I'm not one that believes that they don't run the marriages. They run the marriages. They do. The only marriage they don't want is if you got a rebel. You got somebody that's gonna run out there and cheat on you. Yep, nope, you don't run that one. But women, they control the things that make men get up in the morning. I'm sorry, they're behind all these strong men in these families. You got some strong women, whether it's mama, his wife, or his daughter. I know that, and truth in the matter. Look at a happy marriage. You look at a happy marriage, you're gonna see a man that really loves his wife and listens to his wife. If you see a marriage in conflict, you'll see a man that's just fighting with her on everything or whatever, and she ain't giving him none, and he ain't getting her none, and they running that, arguing over kids, fussing and fighting. That's just how it works. There's something women have as power over men. And you see it in like a father and a daughter too. I don't have a daughter, not directly. I have daughters with an S, but not biologically for my seed. When you look at a man with his daughter, like a little girl, she owns him. Like, you know, men will do flips. Usually a little baby, a little toddler, she walk around with her daddy right here. Her daddy is right here. And you see him running around carrying strollers and boxes and diapers and pacifiers and getting candy and popcorn and whatever. She just carry around just like this. Because all she got to do is say, Daddy, I want your hack on. And that popcorn is coming. There's some control thing that they have over us. And that's just the real story. That's real. And the men who fight that, there's just something wrong with that. So the wolf kingdom is like that too. The human kingdom is like that. We are programmed to deceive, for freedom is not free when the boot is pressing down the pen. Yes, we are programmed to receive. We absolutely are. They program us, Brother Augustine, for some slavery. They absolutely do. For freedom is not free when the boot is pressing down on the pen. Nope. And our freedom isn't free. Our freedom isn't free. Our freedom is easy, but it's not free. It comes with a price. And Augustine, I think that price is walking away from tribalism. I think it's a belief in each other and each other's sovereignty. We can walk away from these systems that bring us towards conflict. We'll all be free. So freedom isn't free, and I think that's the highest price to pay, which is why they give us pride in race. They give us pride in ethnicity and pride in nationalism and pride in all of these fantasy constructs that keep the monopoly game going and keeping us all locked into forced labor. We can all be free, but we got to do the hardest thing possible, which is to break down ourselves, to empty our cups and allow it to be refilled with something decent instead of what we were indoctrinated to believe. No religion necessary, but the Bible has great stories. And that's good, Marilyn. I'm good with that. No, if you're not centric to a religion or a particular grouping of scriptures for a faith, then you shouldn't do that. I'm a big believer in that. And the funny thing, Marilyn, is the Bible tells them that too. That's the funny thing, Marilyn. The Bible actually tells them to leave you alone. They don't want to leave you alone because the church need money, but the Bible tells them to leave you alone. The Bible tells them when Marilyn tells you that, you're supposed to wipe the sand off your feet and keep going. You can tell them I said that. Tell them I said, if the Christians are beating you over the head, send them to me. Just send them to me. They don't read their Bibles. They don't like to read their Bibles. They like to make money for the church. The church is a business too. And that's the scary thing. Besides the fact there was Not everybody. It's the Holy Spirit that brings people towards religion. It's the holy quantum physical spirit that brings people towards spiritual belief. And not everybody can have that at all times. And so whenever that thing does it, is up to that thing. It's not up to the person that goes to church on Sunday. You're supposed to leave everybody alone, because Marilyn, by you not having anything to want to do with religion, it means that your passions are sending you that direction, and there's something you got to learn, and there might be something that you need to teach us. You need to follow where your spirit is leading you, if you will. Leave everybody alone. That's why Christ would go eat with the hookers and the thieves and the atheists and everybody else. Christ didn't do any judging, and that's what they're supposed to do. If you want to change your pace and perspective, read the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Ooh, I didn't know the Tibetan had a Book of the Dead too, Marilyn. Thank you. I have to look that up. You got a link, go ahead and post it. Shoot, you got an audio book, that's even better. I spend a lot of time in my truck. If you got an audio book, I'll be on it. I thought the Egyptians just had a Book of the Dead. Huh. Who knew? All right. I'm going to get down and I'm going to have to get out of here. He persecuted and killed the Christians. Yes, he did. You know who Saul is, Mary. Absolutely. Paul was like 75% of the New Testament. Thank you, Lori. Thank you for that confirmation. This has been a while. Jesus was a Jew, just saying. Go ahead. Let's move down. Hey, Brother Jim, good morning. Truth has no right or wrong. It just is. Yes, it is. You know what I'm going to do? Yes, it is. This is what I'm going to do. I'll go down through comments and I just read them randomly. I'm not going to do that no more. I'm going to try not to do random comments. I'm going to try to do the comments that I see the most likes and loves and laughter and anger or whatever faces on. So somebody posts something, because there's so many comments, it's hard for me to get down them anymore. When somebody posts something that you think is like hitting that message, whatever the message might be, is hitting your soul, hitting your spirit, don't be afraid to not like somebody's comments. Don't like somebody's comments because you like their identity. Like somebody's comment because it's a comment that we need to discuss. It's a comment that needs to be said. And I'm not saying I'm going to say all the comments with the happy faces. But what I am going to say, I'm going to focus on the comments of the people who share. Because that's what I have to try to do. Unfortunately, we got to get the message out. And two, where I see the most expressions. To me, that means that's where the conversation is supposed to be driven. That'll be my thing. So it looks like Rebecca got 5 on this one. The events that occurred in Scripture are also written in our soul and DNA. Yes, Rebecca, I agree with that, and that is true. That is genetic. That is with cellular memory. Memory is handed down. Fear, aggression, epigenetics hands that all down. If you don't know that, you can look at the studies of the Jews from the Holocaust and how they carry that forward, that pain. You can look down a lot of the African Americans who passed it down through slavery in America, all that hate. You can look at poor whites, and they did a study on poor whites. You see it there too. That's why I don't sit here and play. When you're abused and that abuse gets handed down, it definitely gets handed down. There's no question about it. So can data and information get handed down from Scripture and truth and teachings? Absolutely. And we know that happens in the plant kingdom too. We know that happens in the mice world, right? Because what was it, Rebecca, in the mouse world? They took the mouse and they took I want to say it was a grape, probably wasn't a grape. You can find a study online. I think there was a YouTube video about it too, or I'll post a link if you want it, where they took a mouse and it was one of its staple foods. I'll call it a grape. It was some kind of a berry. It was a berry. It was some kind of a berry. And the mice were eating the berry. And so they took the mouse and I think they took the juice from the berry in an experiment, and they gave the mouse, every time the mouse ate the juice berry, they'd shock it. Every time they ate the juice berry, they shock it. Ate the juice berry, shock it. After a while, that mother mouse stopped eating the juice berry. And it was one of their staple foods. And guess what happened? When that mama had a baby, guess what it didn't do? It didn't go anywhere near them damn grape, them berries. Whenever that time that berry was put in front of the mouse would run the other way. So of course we hand these things down. Yes, trauma, we hand down that war trauma. We hand down information. I think we hand down scriptures. I think we've handed down this fear of asteroids and calamities and all this stuff we talked about yesterday. Absolutely we hand it down. This is why scripture is important, because it's just history. I'm not saying that they always get it right in what they write down, but they saw something and they wrote it down. They just didn't know the terms of the time. They didn't know that it was a cherubim. They didn't know that they thought it was an angel on wings. If they said alien, probably scared us. They didn't know. They didn't know it was a UFO. So they wrote it down. Ezekiel wrote it down the way he needed to, and Enoch wrote it down the way he needed to. Let me see. He's all scrutinizing now. Got him tripping about okra. No, I'm not, Tina. I tried my best to avoid the okra comments because it makes me want to puke. Hey, Leslie, welcome. Maybe my father spanked me with an okra belt. Yeah, well, Deborah, he might have. You doing a quote? You quoting me. Okay, all right, let me go down. I'm gonna go down and look for the posts that y'all are liking. This is how you make friends too. When you like other people's comments, this is how you make friends, because they get a little pop up, and Lori's like, oh, Susan likes me. Oh, Susan likes my comment. And then maybe y'all will send friend invites, and y'all gotta be friends. Y'all gotta be friends. That's the only way this works. Brother Jimmy posts something and Tina like it, and Jimmy's like, oh, okay, Tina, yeah, I ain't seen Tina around here in a minute. Maybe we should be friends. Maybe I should follow you. You know, and I think that's a good thing. We all should be friends. We're all family. Why wouldn't you want to know your family? Why wouldn't you want to be your friend? Everybody should have 5,000 friends. George Pender, what's going on, brother? Went to college together. Good brother of mine. Let me see. Good morning. Let me see. All these animal species living in groups acting more like sentient beings than us humans. But yet we're supposed to be the intelligent ones. Well, Susan, I think we were more intelligent than them. Well, I know we're more intelligent than them. We're not more sentient than them. I think money broke us. That's what I think. I think when I think about my studies into the economic system and listening to the researchers that I like to listen to in the lectures, money broke us. That's why I tell people the love of money isn't the root of evil. To me, money is just evil. And anything it touches, it breaks, especially in mass quantities. It breaks everything. I've watched it break everybody I knew who were like really good people. I mean, there's some who make it, but the vast majority of us, it breaks us, like that scripture says. It's easier for a rich man to get through the, I hadn't read this one in a long time. It's easier for the rich man to get through the eye of the needle than to inherit the kingdom of heaven. And what it meant by that was the needle was the hole in the walls of the fortresses, right? So when the enemies were coming and we all had to get in the castle, the ones the king would let in the castle, the privileged kings and lords, you'd have to take your camel and put your camel on its knees, because they had these little things called needles, holes in the side of the castle walls. And men can get through them, you can crawl through it, you know, or a camel could get down on his knees, you can get the camel in it, but you're not going to get the camel on its back. I mean, you're not going to get the camel with the pack on its back, all the goods and gold and diamonds and furs and retirement and Benzes. You couldn't get the camel through the walls to save its life and your life with all your asteroid dust, all your goodies and consumer crap. So in order for the rich man to find that love, in order for the rich woman to find that love, because money breaks them. Money breaks you, literally breaks you. And the harder it is when that enemy's coming to kill you, to murder you, and you got to get you and your family through that wall, you just start trying to figure out, how do I get this camel through and drag my gold through too? You know, so you got to give it all up to find love. You got to give all the money up, all that consumerism up. And that's what Christ taught. And that's what Acts is about. That's why it's important for atheists to read the Bibles and these scriptures. Because if you know these things and you understand them, the Christians obviously don't understand them because they don't read their Bibles. Not enough of them. And Christ said that too. The vast majority of them are going to hell. That's why he said the path to heaven was going to be a footpath, and the path to hell is going to be a highway full of Christians. Just going on down. Just keep on going. Keep on going. It's not enough room. We're going to need a bigger road. Where's the construction guys? All right. I'm going to wrap this up and get out of here. I'm going to go down and look at the big comments that y'all are liking. Then I got to go. I can't do a 4-hour stream today. I got a lot of work to do. I always congratulate folks with grown children. Yep, they succeeded, Jeannie, and it's hard to grow kids up in America because America's always trying to murder them, unfortunately. It's a competition game, a Ponzi pyramid scheme and game to the top, and children get no rights above anybody else. They get the same no rights everybody else gets. They just don't have frontal lobes below the age of 26. They don't have fully formed frontal lobes. We live in a society that will treat them like adults, and they're still developing. I cry every time I think about how fast my children grew up and moved away. It happens fast, doesn't it, Mary? Happens fast. That's why you got to teach them young. Teach them young, give them the good stuff, live your life the way you're supposed to while they're very close to you. Because kids, they can read adults. They can spot a hypocrite. So live the life that you teach them. 4 likes. What's this one? You shouldn't have to state that they are biologically yours You are their father if you raise them and love them. Absolutely. What makes biological? Yeah, biological means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Biological, it's waste. It's donor. I know a lot of biological parents who never even went towards parenting, let alone knew how to spell it. So yeah, biological means absolutely nothing. And well, no, okay, I take that back. For some of us, it means there is something in there, but genetically we all share the same DNA. So I just went around in a circle. It means absolutely, it means absolutely nothing. All right, let me see. I don't feel pride in race or nationalism. Neither do I, Kimberly. I know that they're fantasy constructs. I don't feel pride in any of that. I feel proud about things I accomplish. I don't feel proud about things that I'm farmed with. Things that can control me to act a certain way and make an enemy out of somebody else, or go to a march or protest. I'm not proud of any of those things. Those are just strings and shackles, right? Just because it's popular doesn't mean it's good. DMT, mushrooms, expands consciousness, and it's illegal. If we don't have control over our own consciousness, how can we ever be free? And I agree with you, Susan, and that's why they made it illegal. They don't want people to be free. They don't want people to expand their minds. That's why Jesus heated the herbs. That's why Jesus heated them herbs. He expanded his consciousness. And the modern folks, they fight to make the things illegal. Jesus told everybody, and the Bible told everybody, the food is your medicine, and they went off to think, nope, pharmaceutical companies are the medicine. And that's why everybody's dying. They won't listen. They don't listen. Mushrooms is how our ancestors spoke to God. I believe that, Tina. Absolutely believe that. Hey, Leslie. I'm gonna try to hit the biggest comments to get down to the last ones. Y'all liking stuff now. I can't get down in the comments. This is why it's so important to allow emotions. Yes, all emotions are valid, Tina. All emotions, all experiences are valid. Never invalidate a person's experiences because of the person. Everybody's experiences are valid. Absolutely, all emotions and feelings are all based on something very real. Tylenol in mice reduces empathy. Numbing pain reduces the ability to recognize others' pain. Makes sense, Rebecca, and that's why corporate America gives out free Tylenol in some offices. They used to give us all the free drugs we want. It made us less empathetic to the people the pharmaceutical industry was killing. All right. Let the dopamine hits begin. We like each other. Yay, yes. And you know what, Deborah? There's something about feeling liked and loved. It's important. When people just say, I love you, it means something. Same thing when you say that when you bring people into your family, people like to feel good. It makes them feel good that they feel like their family. It makes them feel good when they listen to you. You know how when you get someone who listens to you, not somebody who hears you, but listen, like they shut up and let you talk. And whether they agree with you or disagree, they're patiently listening to you, like good listeners. Everybody should have a good listener in their life. It makes you feel good that somebody actually cares. And we're supposed to care for each other. We evolved caring for things and taking care of each other. My dad heroically did his best. And I'm glad to hear that, Lori. And I think other people should process that too. Not everybody had a good pop or a good mother. But a lot of them, I think if you really, really think about it, a lot of them didn't do what you want them to do, and a lot of them didn't do best that society says they should have, but a lot of them did the best that they could based on how they were raised or the challenges they had. And I'm not trying to make excuses for them. I'm not a parent apologist. I'm not an apologist for anything. I'm just saying, if you really think about it, if you got any animosity towards your parents or how you were reared, your grandparents, I think if you really think about it, you might find out they did the best they could with the tools they were given. I think you might. What's happening on YouTube? Rules. Yes, Marilyn, I hate rules, but rules are important because kids, they're going to grow up in a nation that has laws that will murder them if they don't follow the laws and put them in prison. And a saying that I love, Marilyn, it goes, kids who follow the rules in the house will follow the laws in the land. And that's important. It's important to give your kids rules, because if you have rules, they get used to following the rules. They get used to having a powerful elite, unfortunately. And so we need to raise our children with the wisdom to survive in the current system, but also to understand the current system is wrong. current system is wrong. It's dead wrong. I tell kids all the time, ignore your parents and always listen to the man with the gun. Always listen to the man with the gun. I think Chris Lewis is here. He knows I'm talking to him. Always listen to the man with the gun or the woman with the gun. Follow the rules, follow the laws. Just because I'm going to break some laws, I'm going to break the law that's worth me dying for. How about that? The laws I break, they're the ones I think I can get away with, or the ones that I'm worth dying for, right? But rules are important. It's important to give kids rules because you got to prepare them for the world. Don't prepare them for the fantasy world. Prepare them for the real world. But also I teach them that what Bob Marley said is true. He said all laws are illegal, and all laws are illegal in natural law. All laws, every last one of them, they're all illegal. And I teach my kids that all the time. Fight for a better world, but work within the world that you're in. And there's a scripture for that too. You're in the world, but you're not of the world. Raise your kids to be in the world. Raise them to be functional, but don't, like if you got to send them to college and get them a job, and that's what most of them will do, and that's what mine are doing. Some of them. But I teach them that the world is wrong. You got to survive, but you don't have to be greedy. You got to live. You don't have to be a consumer. Fix things. Don't buy a bunch of crap. Upcycle, reuse, live modestly, and when people come to you in need, take care of them. Don't build a wall. Take care of them. Do exactly what Jesus did. I'm going to have to go to Facebook. I can't react to comments, so the comments will drive the conversation. I like that. We know what, Marilyn? No, you don't have to. You don't have to, because you're cheating anyway. You have YouTube privilege, Marilyn. YouTube is a more privileged platform when it comes to me right now, mainly because there's it's viewership, right? The more people are there, the more you got to compete in comments on YouTube. I have people who will flip back and forth. I read almost every single YouTube comment because there's so few viewers over there. But not only that, your comments stay on the screen. So you can say something, Marilyn, and 1,000 people, if 1,000 people watch the video, a little more than that, but they'll have to look at it for a whole 30 minutes. So your comments are a little more powerful on YouTube than Facebook. But you can switch around any way you want. It's good to switch around anyway, because the cool thing is you get to meet different people when you jump back and forth on platforms. All right, I'm gonna have to go down. Let me I gotta get out of here. Mother Nature, look, Mother Nature calling. Mother Nature's calling. I gotta go down to the big comments. Seriously, then I gotta go. It does. Diseases and mental illness are passed through genes. Yes, absolutely it does, Lori. And we pass disease through lifestyle and teaching our kids the wrong foods to eat. Yes, we do. I'm not allowing for folks to dictate how I should or should not feel. And they shouldn't, Tina, because your feelings are valid. Don't let anybody dictate how you feel. And always put your feelings out there and surround yourself with people who want to hear your feelings, not people who I don't want to hear about it. You're this, or you're in that group, or you're an ism, or just do that tribalism. They don't want to listen to you. Surround yourself with people who love you, and life will be a lot easier. I'm an independent contractor, and our manager is having mandatory unpaid meetings when he speaks to us as an employee, and has shown he can be cruel, like the company, but it's weird. Without the benefits of being an employee, interested to see how different it feels to be an honest, independent contractor. He's opposed to an employee, or as opposed to an employee. He doesn't realize he has done something wrong. Well, you know what, Leslie? It sounds like he is who he's supposed to be, right? You know, something, when I was in corporate America, and I consulted for a little while, there's a culture that goes with these corporations. There's a culture, there's a weird psychological rule, spiritual, something based thing where a lot of the managers take on the greed and the culture of the corporation. They take on a lot of the foulness and apathy, the indifference, and it's sick. They take on this belief that because they're a manager, they are a boss on a plantation, that they have a right to crack a whip, that they have a right to beat a slave. There's something about and this is part of why I had to get out of corporate America. I mean, even as a manager, I never treated my people that way. And the other thing about my people, I actually used to have people in India. I had an international team. I told you I did pretty good in corporate America. I spend time, and I do succeed at things that I do, but I had a lot of staff that lived in India. And what bothered me one time was I gave them the same respect I gave to all my American staff and staff in Mexico and staff in the Philippines. I had staff all over and staff in the UK. And my boss told me, so you can't do that. You can't do that. My boss lived in India. My boss said, you can't do that. He said that in India, our culture is different. They don't respect you if you're nice to them. You have to be rough with them, and then they'll respect you and listen. And this is why I couldn't make it in management. I disagree. I completely disagree. I'm not going to treat anybody like I'm a boss. I'm not going to talk down to them like they're a slave. And that might be the culture in India. I don't know. I don't really care. It's not how I work. And that's what I told my people. And I said, listen, I sound like a slaver. I told my people. That's what I told them. I said, in India, I said, listen, you know, I understand that there's a culture in India where I'm supposed to be hard on you. I'm supposed to talk down to you. And I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you the respect I show everybody else. And if you can do your job while I show you respect, you can follow a process that I hand out, then we're going to work along well together. If you can't do that, you're not going to be here long. But I'm not going to treat you like I'm a better. I'm not a better. You know, I have this job lucked up in a lot of ways, and I'm kind of smart sometimes. But you can do this job like anybody else can if you were raised how I was raised and you was experienced with what I was experienced with. But corporate America does that to people. It's a weird thing. Yes, Tina, you must state your boundaries to protect yourself. Yes, people have to, and that is an important aspect too, Nora, right? Is making sure your boundaries are very clearly defined. And then living around people who are boundary respecting. Boundary respecting. People love you and people care about you, they'll care about your boundaries. When people don't and they love themselves more, they won't. But if you ever find somebody that loves themselves more than they love you or the people around them, you have to avoid them, because people like that are highly dangerous and they're capable of anything because they put themselves first. The parents keep living in you, so it's important to forge because we carry a lot of them. Yes, the parents definitely live on through you, not just biologically, but psychologically. Absolutely, positively. All right, am I getting close to the bottom in comments? My goodness. Mother Nature's ringing. Mother Nature's ringing. I gotta go. All right, I gotta start the last music. I don't even know if I'm even getting close to the bottom of the comments. I guess it's Friday. Some of y'all didn't go to work today. I'm a good fighter. Depression keeps that stuff beat out of it. I'm a good fighter. Depression gets that stuff beat out of it. I'm not sure what that relates to, Lori. It was probably something early up in the discussion. I had to go down faster, go down faster. No pharmaceuticals work for my depression. Made it worse. Yeah, Lori, I believe that, because they do that nonsense in the pharmaceutical industry where they do things based on percentages and they make money that way. Well, if we do this way, this drug will help 90% of the people. Okay, that's great, and it kills 10%. Sucks for them, and that's how it works. That's why I don't believe in the pharmaceutical industry, and I don't take anything that they make. I'm completely against them. Now, mind you, if I'm gonna die without it, I'm gonna take it. That's when I will listen to a doctor. But then I'll call up my naturopathic doctor to figure out how the hell to get off of it. And then get off of it. You can get organic cannabis vapes that work well too. Yeah, you can, absolutely. Oh, you know, but yeah, seeing how y'all are talking about the pharmaceutical stuff. For every drug, I met a doctor. Well, he wasn't a doctor. What was he? He was a pharmacist. He was a pharmacist, and he started a juice company. He started a juice company, and he since died. But he made a point. He said, and he converted from being a pharmacist to a holistic person, replacing every drug with a natural thing. And his point was, every drug that they make, there is a plant that has the compound that does it better. And it kind of blew me away, and I had to think about it for a little bit. And you said something made me think about it now, which is they get their compounds from plants. And they don't tell you about those plants. They don't release it. They went around the world working with shaman, and they would find out what they knew, and they would figure out how to make a compound. They never told us the plants that they got them from, and they'd make a drug and call it Lexapro. And it did something. So, you know, they're not only should there not be any patents on any drugs that they make, but they're thieves. They're thieves. They stole that from plants. The plant kingdom And animal too, because you had beetles and bugs and had certain compounds, caterpillars, and made certain enzymes and things that they tried to replicate too, I think. But for every drug you have, there is a plant that can heal that. You just don't know what the plant is. You don't know what it's called, because that shaman lives in Latin America, somewhere deep in the Brazilian jungle, and the pharmaceutical industry had the money to fly down there and steal it from him. Came back, figure out how to make the compounds from the plants. Now they put in a drug and sell it to you. So yeah, I'm against the drug industries. I'm against the pharmaceutical industry completely, because they're hiding human health from the human population. And all the plants they have and all the compounds they found, they made all the drugs with them. But they're, for the vast majority, if not all of them, they got that compound from a plant that won't make you sick if you eat the root system or the leaf or whatever it might be. So yeah, if I had to take a drug, I'd take a drug, but then I'd go find my holistic doctors and I would search the drugs of the plants of the world, the medicine men, to see what can I take to get off of that. And eventually I'm gonna find something to get me off of it. I actually think he's sort of going rogue from the rest. He is Indian. Okay, Leslie, I'm not sure. I know that gets. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and that might be it, might not be. I mean, a lot of the Indian folks, brothers and sisters I worked with, they most of them did come from India though. They actually in the IT field, most of them they moved here and they lived here temporarily. But that's a rough culture, and I think that probably is a necessary thing that he probably developed in culture, coming from an impoverished nation that's developing. You know, listening to what some of those brothers had to deal with and sisters just to get jobs in, what was it, Bangalore, India? Yeah, it was Bangalore, one of the biggest IT sites in the world. It has the biggest IT schools in the world, are all in Bangalore, India. They had to travel vast distances on trains just to get to work. So yeah, but I think that's what it does. It creates that competition, and yeah, you can actually be a really bastard of a boss, of a president and vice president of a corporation, and probably all that competition just brings up all of that I'm better than you stuff. All right, let me get down here and get out of here. Somebody got a last comment we can say so I can get out of here. Hey, Dee, what's going on, girl? How is Canada doing? Are y'all still there? Hey, Gail, how you doing? Brother Phillips in the house. Vitamin B12 deficiency causes many mental disorders in the brain. Yes, it does. And B12 is why you're supposed to put poop on your crops. B12 is why you're not supposed to wash your vegetables too well. I've had no B12 issues and deficiencies. I mean, maybe my brain doesn't work right, Cheryl. It might be, but I haven't eaten an animal in over 10 years. So, you know, where do I get my B12? I don't know. I grow in aquaponics. I eat out the garden. I don't always wash my hands, so I know I get that B12 that comes from animal manure. I know I get it. I don't have to get it from vitamins. I don't have to get it from the pharmaceutical industry, and I don't have to get it from animals. Because they literally copy the plant structure, synthesize. Exactly. Well, they do, Dee. They synthesize it, but they get it wrong. Right? Because at the atomic level, it actually is a different structure. They get it close enough. And a lot of people don't know this when it comes to, I know you know this, but they get it close enough in synthesizing it so it has some of the effects, but it's not the same compound, which is where the side effects come in. Because they make it and they call it vitamin B12 as an example, but it's not truly B12 at the atomic level. And that's just the level our science can see to. So your body reacts different to it. It kind of can interface with some of the same receptors and do some of the same things that the original, let's call it B12 in the plant does, but it's not going to do the same exact thing. But that's how they make their money. And that's why they don't tell anybody about the plants they find, because otherwise you get to see, they're all little sneaky bastards that get the seeds and grow it. And you won't buy Lexatwil. You'll just go to the jungle to make your penis bigger. I'm sorry, did I say that? I said that out loud. You know, it doesn't work. You'll go to the jungle and you get the bush and you get the juice out the cactus. You don't have to worry about them. You know, then y'all have all kind of kids. All right, I'm sorry. I had to put out that was funny to me. Literally stolen from Mother Earth. Yes, Dee, they steal it from Mother Earth. They plagiarize. They plagiarize it from Mother Earth, and they get paid to do that. And you get all these side effects that come along with it. Shoot, Lyrica almost killed me. Doesn't surprise me, Dee. Nobody has any idea the effects of these drugs in people. Nobody has any idea. There are 7 billion different type of human beings on this planet. And when if you're willing to put a chemical in you that they didn't test in you, but they tested it on a population of 1,000 people and came up with a percentage and you believe that, then all right. But yeah, I don't take any of their drugs. I push through pain. When I get sick, I haven't been sick, but when I got stung by the bees, when I damaged my sciatica, I just push through the pain. Push through the pain. I don't want the side effects of what those drugs are going to do later. Gut microbiome. Yes, Dee, absolutely. Do not kill your microbiome. You have 2 brains. And I think there's a debate about which brain does the most thinking, whether it's the brain in your gut or the brain in your head. Don't sterilize it and poison it with chlorine and pesticides and all the crap in the food. If we want to be bad A warriors, we must get our gut microbiome healthy. We would be unstoppable. And I'm going to end on Dee. Yes, absolutely. If we actually get healthy and strong, you don't need the oligarchy. You don't need the corporations behind them. You don't need their infrastructure. You don't need their utilities. You don't need anything. If you get strong, you start growing your own food. You have your own land, which is why they took all the land. You wouldn't need them. And if you don't need your betters, you don't need your elites, you don't need your leaders and the corporations that keep them in office with campaign contributions, it means you can make your own decisions. Make your own decisions? That means using a duck. You make your own decisions. Remember that dream we had as kids? I can't wait to grow up. I'm gonna make my own decisions. And all of a sudden we grew up and became Democrats and Republicans and let everybody make all the decisions for us. I think we should go back to that dream we have as kids and, you know, not have leaders, but be adults that make our own decisions, not have leaders. I don't think you're leaders. I just don't think you should have a leader. I think you're an adult. I think you can make your own decisions. That's what I think. Do your own thinking. All right, become strong. Build up your gut microbiome by not washing your hands. Eat your crops out the garden. People, plant a garden if you ain't got one. You can do a garden. You can do an aquaponic garden in a fish tank in an apartment if you need to. But learn how to grow food again and eat it raw and healthy. I cook very little of what comes out of my garden. It goes right in my mouth, right out my dirty hands from my dirty garden full of biology and microbiology, because that's what I am, and in my mouth, raw. All right, that's what you should do. Why? But don't not wash everything. You gotta wash some things. Wash some things. It's good to wash your hands too, but I don't do the antibacterial. Build up your gut bacteria, because your gut gets a lot of that bacteria from the garden, the microbiology in the environment, and you become strong again. And you don't have to worry about taking these drugs, being weak, getting up in the morning, not being able to provide for your family. Get strong. Do exactly what Dee said. Get your gut biome together. Get healthy again. Drink your smoothies. Grow your garden. We go back to being adults like the generations before us, not needing leaders. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Yes, Jasmine, dirt medicine. I gotta go. Get that dirt medicine. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. This is Gerard. Love y'all to death. I am out of here. Bye-bye. Stop starving people. This is Hunger Games. It's a Monopoly game. This game needs to stop. It's the most evil game that's ever invented on the history of this planet. It's not fun. It's not funny. It is a game, but it's deadly. Walk away. Walk away from psychopathic killers, and the next generation will do significantly better, because that's our job, is to make the next generation better. I gotta go. Y'all have a great day. It's Gerard.